2. How do you test the mic? What do you say? Oh, we tested it. It's all good to go.
Testing, testing. Hello. Can you? Who's excited for some hockey?
Testing. Testing.
on the shores of Lake Ontario. One of the greatest teams that this school has ever seen.
This one maybe toying with the goalie. Here she comes, Corbin, and goal!
And the Oswego State Lakers win it in overtime.
Number 4 in the country. On the verge of greatness.
Here comes McGrath, all on her own, shorthanded. One-on-none opportunity. Backhand shot, she scores! McGrath scores for the Lakers, shorthanded with 4 seconds left in this one. Chris, it's over.
Canton Kangaroos, who are hungry, coming off an overtime thriller against the Morrisville Mustangs. Taking a victory by the skin of their teeth, can they come into the Deb and make a massive upset against the huge favorites in the Oswego State Lakers?
Canton scores their first goal of the game.
Who will make that goal? Who will etch their name into the history book tonight?
Shoot, save, rebound, score! Tessa Mucha between the 5-hole and gets on the
club. They got some space down out of the right corner. Bit in front and tipped for the goal. And the Roos go up 1-0 late here in the first.
It's Oswego State taking on the Canton Kangaroos. It's SUNYAC playoff hockey right here, right now.
This is a production of Hockey Night in Oswego. Only on WTOP.
If you're not excited for playoff hockey after that video, check your pulse because you just might be dead. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome on into the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. Jason Samsel joined alongside Alex Kemnitzer and Eric Palmieri. And gentlemen, March Madness is upon us. The playoffs, the SUNYAC playoffs are upon us. What do you guys think we can expect here tonight?
I mean, Jason, I am so excited for this matchup. The atmosphere just feels different in the Deborah Arena. It is super electric right now. It is super exciting. I cannot wait for playoff hockey to start.
Oh, man, it's so exciting. Canton coming off an overtime win to get here. Just got in here by the skin of their teeth. Oswego dominant throughout the season. 2 very different paths to get here. It's going to be exciting to who comes out on top for this one.
Yeah, an historic season for the Lakers, and a lot of pressure for both teams coming in here today. And speaking of pressure, Laker coach Mark Digby recently talked about the pressures that come with the success that this Laker team has had this season.
You know, I think it's, you know, as we say to them, pressure is a privilege, and I think we've put ourselves in a performance to have expectations on us, which is exciting. You know, at the beginning of the year, you know, on the opinion polls there, the USCHO and D3 hockey ones, you know, we weren't mentioned at all.
Gentlemen, what are your thoughts on Coach Digby saying in that clip that we just saw, there's no pressure on the squad, despite being ranked 4th in the country, the highest in program history?
Well, I mean, Jason, Digby is an experienced coach. He has been here before. He has been to this tournament multiple times. When he says that pressure is a privilege, he's saying to the girls on this squad, he's saying, look, we have high expectations, but nobody thought we were going to be here. Let's be proud that we have these expectations. The best time to be is when expectations are high. If a team on the other hand of that, if a team gets hot, anything can happen. So he's telling his squad, he's saying, look, there are going to be eyes on us this whole playoffs.
For sure. And like you were saying, the coach is experienced, but also this team is extremely experienced. There are 12 seniors on this team, and just to name a few, there's Mac Hall, Lexi Levi, Lauren Schell. I mean, these are household names for SUNY Oswego. It's going to be really exciting. They're going to try to go They're going to try going for one last playoff ride, try to win that chip for themselves.
And one more thing, Eric. I think a big part of Digby's quote is you got to think of it from this perspective. It's not so much Canton's game to win, but it's Oswego's game to lose. They have to come into this game regardless of expectations and just not crumble just because they're the 4th team in the country. That doesn't matter. It's playoffs. Anything can happen.
And Alex, going off of what you just said, it's not only the seniors for this team, but there are 19 returning players for the Lakers. How important is that, having experience, especially in the playoff situation like today?
I mean, it's always a benefit having seniors who are experienced, who have been on the biggest playing field. We are here in the SUNYAC tournament. You need people with experience. We have 12 Lakers who are seniors. 44 out of 82 goals that the Lakers scored this season have come from those seniors. This is one last playoff ride for such a dominant group this season, and there will be question marks after the season whether or not it will be a transition year, but for right now, that doesn't matter. Out the window. You got to focus right now.
You know, I like what you're saying about the transition year. You're losing a lot of offense, but you got to remember a lot of the defensemen on this team are super young. You got a lot of freshmen that are defensemen, so it'll be interesting to see next year if we could see these guys that are a little bit more defensive, if they could start to develop that offensive game and see if they could start putting pucks in the net.
Absolutely. An evenly balanced team. We'll take a break, but don't go anywhere, because afterwards we'll take a look at around the SUNYAC and the matchup history of these two great teams as Hockey Night in Oswego continues.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker. We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel too. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTLP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTLP.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close-up of that one.
Matthew, News.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
It is a chilly afternoon here in Oswego, but the action on the ice is just heating up. Tensions are rising here in the Deborah F. Saint Arena. Alex Kemnitzer, Eric Palmieri here, Jason Samsel, and fellas, today is the first day in March, and you know what March is? The month of brackets. And as we take a look at the SUNYAC bracket, we are in the Final Four. It's our game today, and also Cortland on the road taking on Plattsburgh. Gentlemen, from this bracket, what are some matchups that you like here?
I mean, one matchup that I'm looking for maybe later down the line in this bracket is Oswego and Cortland. They have been rivals for years. These are two schools that absolutely hate each other. Every time they face off, it is a physical bout. You can expect them to just raise the level of play against each other. In their second matchup this year, they played each other 3 times. In their second matchup, it was a gritty 2-2 tie that came down to the wire. One of Oswego's few ties of the whole season, and tied most of the goals that Oswego goalkeeper Lexi Levy gave up in an entire SUNYAC game all season. So going forward, I think Oswego-Cortland would be a really fun finals matchup to watch.
You know, I'm going to go devil's advocate here, Alex. I think it would be really cool if Canton made a run here, you know. A little Cinderella story. I think, they make it in, just barely make it in. They get over Morrisville, who was the former number 4 seed at first. It would be really cool to see them go to the final and maybe take on a Plattsburgh or Cortland and just see how far they could take it.
I mean, you're absolutely right. If an 8-win team came into today's playoffs against the number 4 team in the country, took them down, who knows what they could do? They would be unstoppable. Right. They would have all the momentum going
100%.
Deep into the tournament.
Yeah, and certainly 2 great teams as well between Plattsburgh and Cortland. What are you guys' thoughts on that matchup? Who do you like out of that game today?
Ooh, that's a tough one, man. I mean, they're both really solid, but I think I got to go Plattsburgh. I'm liking Plattsburgh out of here, and I think there's a chance they could win it all. I'm going to be honest.
Again, like we touched on before, playoff hockey. Upsets happen.
Right.
It's not just favorite go on. So this is what we like to see out of the playoffs. Like I mentioned before, I still think Cortland takes that Plattsburgh game. Just think they have a little bit more control. Just think they have a little bit more experience. So I do think Cortland moves on. But like we said, bets are off. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Record 0-0 in the playoffs. As a hockey historian myself, the Plattsburgh-Oswego rivalry is historic, and to have the possibility of that rivalry culminating into the 2025 SUNYAC Championship intrigues me, no doubt. But as we take a look at the matchup history of these 2 teams, what can you tell us about the history of these 2 teams?
Well, really interesting. Oswego is 15-3-1 in their overall history. But over these last 8 matchups, it's been very 50-50. Oswego favors only by 1 game, 4-3-1. So Canton definitely over these last couple of years has made this a very competitive matchup. And this is not something that Oswego should take lightly going into this game.
I absolutely agree, Eric. I mean, as of recently, like you said, over the past, 8 matchups? Mm-hmm. So that's about 4 years. This year has been completely different. Right. It has flipped the historic script. We're looking at this season. Oswego has swept the Kangaroos, going 3-0 in wins, putting up an average of 3.3 goals per game, including a 5-0 game in their second meeting. This season has completely changed the script over the past couple of years of how these 2 teams match up historically. Again, anything can happen, like we always say, but I would not be surprised if we see some Laker dominance tonight in the Deborah.
2 storied teams, and both of them coached by 2 great coaches as well. What can you tell me, guys, about Callie Hart for Canton?
So Callie Hart is a former NCAA Division I standout player. She has been here before. She knows what her girls are feeling right now in the locker room. She knows the emotion, the absolute, not fear, but the nerves that are going through all her players right now. And she's saying to them, listen, we need to take a breath. We just came off our best win of the season in overtime. People didn't think we'd get this far. Who cares? There is absolutely no expectations for this Canton team, at least right now.
Talking about no expectations, let's turn it to Oswego, where it's all the expectations on Digby and the Lakers. Now, for Digby, this is a big year for him. He still hasn't won a playoff game, and this is his best year, a record-breaking year for Oswego, 21 wins. All the thoughts are a chip for them, right?
Yeah, no, anything less than a chip would be a disappointment in the Lakers' eyes.
Yeah, an interesting story to follow with Coach Digby, but we'll take a break, and we'll toss it after the break to our sideline reporter and up at the press box as Hockey Night in Oswego continues.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTLP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTLP.
Welcome back, everyone, into the pregame show. Jason Samsel joined alongside Alex Kemnitzer and Eric Palmieri. Playoff hockey is here in the Deborah F. Stanley Arena, and you guys have heard enough from us here at the booth, so we'll send it down to our sideline reporter, to Chris DeLuca. Chris, take it away.
Thanks, guy.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Welcome up top of the Steve Levy press box. My name is Rob Finger alongside Jason Samsel, and we're here for today's matchup between your Oswego State Lakers and the SUNY Canton Kangaroos in what has been a very, very hotly anticipated matchup here, Jason.
Yeah, Rob, I can't wait for it. It should be a great atmosphere here in the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. I'm just excited for both these teams going at it head-to-head today. It should be an exciting one here today as well.
Oh, absolutely. So the first thing we'll look at is take a look at the different netminders that are going to be in goal for both of these teams. I'll start with the visiting SUNY Canton Kangaroos. It was a little bit of a debate between if there were two different goaltenders, which one would go in, but it will end up being Alyssa Townsley over putting Molly Linehan in net, because Molly Linehan has had a lot more experience this year, but unfortunately in their last game against the Oswego State Lakers, she let up 5 goals. So instead they've put up Alyssa Townsley to do the honors for the Canton Kangaroos. A .944 save percentage, which is knocking on the door of the .959 on the other side of the board there, and a GAA of 1.4. So certainly no stats to scoff at for Alyssa Townsley in net for the Canton Kangaroos here today. She'll have a big job to do, though, against an Oswego State offense that is very high scoring and loves to shoot the puck and can score from anywhere on that ice.
Yeah, Rob, a great story from Townsley. And listen, we talk about Townsley stepping up in the last couple games for the Kangaroos, but when we talk about Lexi Levy, she is the standard in the SUNYAC for goalies. Second in the SUNYAC with saves at .628, first in save percentage at .95. She is clutch, Rob. She is the defining factor of this Laker team, and the defining factor of this Laker team is resilience. In Oswego's games against Morrisville and Cortland, Levy gave up 4 goals, but she responded in the regular season finale against the Red Dragons with a shutout, her 9th of the season, and a record for this Oswego program as well. She is going to be huge here tonight for the Lakers.
Absolutely. So now let's get into our different score predictions for this game. Obviously, it's a semifinal game. It's win or go home. My pick, I think Oswego takes it 4-1. Here's how I think it's going to go. I think that it's going to be a fairly close game through the first 2 periods. I say it's 2-1 going into the 3rd period. Oswego gets their 3rd goal of the game about halfway into the period, and then I think maybe Canton starts to get a little bit desperate. I think that they're going to pull their goaltender about 3 minutes left, somewhere around then, and then Oswego's going to pot a quick little empty net goal. 4-1 is going to be the final score. That's my prediction here.
Yeah, Rob, for me, I have the Lakers winning this one as well, but I have it close. I have 3-2 for the Lakers. In this one, I think the Lakers will come out striking, hitting 2 back-to-back goals. But again, I think we will see some response from Canton, scoring back-to-back goals. And then I think finally it'll be the Lakers putting the nail in the coffin in this one, winning it 3-2 and moving on to the SUNYAC finals.
Oh, yeah, because we have to remember as well, just to your point of it being a little bit closer, 2-1 was the score of one of the games that they played just a few weeks ago here. So it should be a close one, but we'll send it to break here. We'll go back over to the perch for the players to watch, some predictions, and then we'll be back up here for Puck Drop. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
We get ready for Puck Drop here in the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. I'm Jason Sample, joined alongside Alex Kemnetzer and Eric Palmieri. And gentlemen, we have a couple of players to watch out for in this one. Quickly, what are your players to watch out for?
My picks to watch out for Canton is Isabella Passwaters, and for Oswego, Jenna Majewski.
My picks for Canton are Alyssa Townsley and then Sydney Pinty.
All right, guys. And, well, speaking of which, let's talk about some picks for this game. What are your guys' predictions on this game? It should be an exciting one here tonight.
I think Kansas is going to come out with a lot of adrenaline. I think they're going to be bumping. I think that they're going to come out swinging in this first period, get a couple of goals, but I think Oswego's going to calm it down the last two periods. I think it's going to be 4-2 Oswego. And
I agree with you, Eric, on the outcome of that. I think it's going to be a little bit slower of a game. I got Oswego winning 3-1. We hear it bumping in the background. We're getting ready for playoff hockey. I got 3-1 Oswego, calming it. I think Lexi Levy has a dominant performance in her playoff.
Yeah, and I think it should be an exciting one as well. I'm going to take the Lakers 2-1 here in this game, and it should be an exciting one as well. And we will be right back for coverage of Puck Drop here in Oswego in the Deborah F. Sand Arena. Stick around because after the break, we will have it for you here on WTOP 10.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up with that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
welcome back to WTOP 10 Sports. My name is Rob Finger alongside Jason Samsel, and we're back here at the Deb for the SUNYAC tournament. It's the semifinal round between your Oswego State Lakers and the SUNY Canton Kangaroos. Boy, oh boy, is this an exciting matchup here.
Yes, sir. Boy, oh boy, indeed, Rob, is a way to describe this one. An exciting game here. Playoff hockey back in Oswego, and it should be a great game here tonight.
Absolutely, as both of these teams getting set. In goal, of course, Alyssa Townsley on the side of Canton, and Lexi Levy on the side of the Oswego State Lakers. Two women that have been very, very solid in their craft of goaltending. But we'll get down to the opening face-off. It'll be Erica Parenti versus Isabella Passwaters to kick off the first round of the SUNYAC playoffs. And the puck is dropped, and we are underway here. Oswego will win that. Bednarik getting off those near boards and into the zone. They will come quickly. Parenti trying to grab that, but instead it's Matt Hull touching it up. Well, we get a whistle there from, I believe, the linesman there. We will have an offside, so we'll go to the neutral zone for a face-off here.
Yeah, Rob, an interesting start here for both teams. Interesting to see how both teams come out here firing. Should be an exciting one here.
Absolutely, as the face-off's won back instead to Canton this time. They'll send it over for number 11, Anna Pavlasova, the Czech woman, going into the zone. Grabbing that instead is going to be Riley Preston. She'll get it up the board. Simone Bednarik trying to forward it, but it doesn't get much further than the red line. Matt Hull will pick it up, sending it over to the far side. Lauren Schell going for it. Tips it up into the neutral zone. Parenti now over for Bednarik on the near side. Entering the zone. Quick shot! Gloved up by Alyssa Townsley with relative ease.
Yeah, Rob, the Lakers wasting no time trying to apply the pressure here from Oswego. We saw the shot from Bednarik there, a little off there, but still a good start if you're Coach Digby. You want your girls firing and in a rhythm early on, especially in this one.
Absolutely. As they win the face-off into the corner, they'll send it all the way around to the far side. Keeping that in, though, is Helen Van Dam. Sophia Kirkostas as well going into the corner for it, but instead it's number 44, Kyla Small, who comes out with it. All the way up the boards or into the hands of Shea Jazeel. She'll send it right back in. And going for that instead is Cameron Barnes. Barnes from Lafargeville here in the state of New York. Up the boards, it'll go. Man, damn, a quick shot. Gets blocked away by Joey Schemenauer. Schemenauer going on the far side there. Instead, it was Megan Smith that momentarily took it away from her. But instead, it'll be set into the end of the Oswego State Lakers. Coley over now for Shea Jazeel. It'll go past the stick of Jenna Majewski all the way down, and unfortunately for the Lakers anyway, that will be an icing going all the way back into their end here.
Yeah, and Rob, for Canton offensively, you got to get Riley and Zell a part of this game because of 6 of their 8 wins this season, and Zell had either a goal or an assist in that game. So she is crucial for this Canton offense, especially if they want to pull off the upset here tonight.
Face-off one into the corner. It'll be sent all the way around past Jenna Majewski's stick again, but thankfully into the neutral zone. Valaket now over for Kyra O'Keefe. Over to the far side. Leah Coley grabbing that. Coley now up for Corbett. Rachel Corbett over the blue line. Over to Majewski. A shot! Save made by Alyssa Townsley, and she won't stop that one up.
Yeah, nice save there from Townsend. But listen, for Canton, they have to prevent that passing game from Oswego. Listen, this team loves to distribute the puck around, and that's really the strength of this offense, where they're able to have a great passing ability in transition.
Absolutely. As the faceoff gets nullified here, they'll send Tessa Mucha out of the faceoff circle. Instead, it'll be Lizzie Burke here. As, yeah, big save there from Alyssa Townsley. As Mucha grabbing it in the corner now. Around the circle, up for Sydney Pinty. Sent back down instead to Elizabeth Cooley. Elizabeth Cooley, who was just actually named to the all-rookie team for the SUNYAC. She'll possess the puck herself. Cooley around into the center. A shot! Gloved up, not covered though. Canton trying to get their sticks on it, but instead it's Lizzie Burke. Burke for Pinty. Pinty across for Leah Coley. A shot blocked away by the Canton Kangaroos. Up the boards it'll go. Lizzie Burke trying to possess that for Oswego. Elizabeth Cooley sending it below the goal line. She'll go get a change. Bednarik will come out from her. Over the other way, Sydney Valaquette trying to grab that. Instead, it'll be sent all the way down the river for another icing. That'll go instead now down to the Canton end.
Yeah, and Rob, for Canton, they have to prevent the line changes from Oswego. We've already seen a line change 2.5 minutes into the game, and it's to the Kangaroos' disadvantage because every time the Lakers have players, they have them with fresh legs underneath them. So you have to prevent those line changes if you're the Kangaroos.
Yes, and one of the things especially that separates these Oswego State Lakers from the Canton Kangaroos is just the length of the bench and how deep this Oswego team is. As another shot gets put on, it goes just wide. Mac Hull will grab it off the near boards, but like I said, this Oswego team, very deep, very long in that bench, and Canton is going to have to deal with it throughout the entire 60 minutes of this game here. Sending it all the way around. Sydney Valaquette going for it on the far boards. Bednarik going in, trying to keep it in the zone. She does momentarily, but Canton's able to get it into the neutral zone. Looking to possess that anyway with Shemini Jackson, but here comes Simone Bednarik. Bednarik, tried to get it across for Pinty. Instead, it's Shea Jazeel taking it and keeping it in. Sophia Kirkostas across for Helen Van Dam. Van Dam, a shot turned away by the stick of Townsley. Around for Valaquette, going into the near corner. Off the glass, it'll go all the way down into the neutral zone. Jazeel, under pressure there from Shemini Jackson, the woman from Nottingham in the UK, if you'd believe it. Kirkostas across now for, I believe that was Megan Smith, just trying to get a shot on, but here comes Small the other way. Kyla Small in the zone. Shot blocked away by Sydney Pinty. She'll be forced to send it all the way around instead to Allie Bickford. Bickford turning back around. And Canton looking to set it up in the zone. Pavlasova, shot turned away by Lexi Levy. First big save of the day here as Ashley McGrath now up for Kirkostas, who dumps it in. Sent around, Megan Smith putting on some pressure. It'll go into the hands of Allie Bickford, though. Bickford up the far boards. Almost stolen away by Megan Smith. But at the red line, they're able to grab it back. Taryn Orleries will be the one dumping it in. Lauren Schell around off the boards right into the hands of Jenna Majewski. She'll hand it to Smith. Majewski gets it back. Majewski, quick shot off the body there of Jordan Carocchio. And around comes Cameron Barnes with it. Barnes now up towards Riley Ansell. It's intercepted by the Lakers and momentarily kept in the zone. Canton, though, will get it out. Lauren Schell, though, fighting over near her bench for it. Riley Preston comes up with it. Preston in the zone, dumping it in. Able to get it around. Passwaters there as it goes right towards the center, but squirts out towards the far boards. Into the hands of Cameron Barnes again. Barnes up. Blocked away momentarily by Majewski. Passwaters, though, picks that up. Riley Ansell got it stolen away, though, by Shea Jazeel. And here comes the 2-on-1. A shot gloved up by Alyssa Townsley, shutting down the Lakers.
Yeah, a nice look, decent look from Lizzie Burke there. But Rob, this is what makes this Laker team so dangerous. On the season for the Lakers, there are 18 players that have multiple goals for this team. And on the other side for Canton, they have 8. It just explains the depth of this Laker team. You have to be aware of every player and where they're at on the ice.
It doesn't matter what line is out there, they will always have your number. Elizabeth Cooley trying to get it up the boards anyway, but it's turned away by Jane Pankow. Around into the neutral zone, into the hands of Shea Jazeel. Jazeel, blocked away. Here comes Jackson, right on in. How did she make that save? Wow. Below the goal line it'll go. Helen Van Dam into the hands of Lizzie Burke, and the Lakers will try to rush the other way. A little bit hampered in their pace, though. Bailey Coate. Parenti tried to steal it. It goes through her stick. It'll go to the boards, and up those near boards it'll go. Shea Jazeel, though, reversing it. Elizabeth Cooley dumps it in. All the way back is Pankow. Jane Pankow from Brantford, Ontario, the home place of, believe it or not, Wayne Gretzky himself. Pinty over for Mac Hull. Hull around for Bednarik. Bednarik up the boards it'll go. Back for Pinty at the top. Quick shot. Gloved away by Alyssa Townsley, who's been having to make a lot of use of that glove so far in this game.
Yeah, Rob, she has. But listen, if you're Canton, the way that you beat this team is from mentally beating them. Force the Lakers to make mistakes. We've seen a couple broken up passes, and we saw Lexi Levy. She should be saying a prayer right now, thanking God that that goal did not go in for her, because it was a wide open look for the Kangaroos.
Absolutely a huge chance there from Chamonix Jackson, just shut down by the goaltender that is Lexi Levy. As the puck goes onto the back of the net there. They're not able to pop it off by hitting the net there, which is often the solution, but we'll have a face-off now to the right of Alyssa Townsley. 13:24 still left to go in this first period of play. Still no score here from the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. As it gets one back by the Lakers again, they'll send it below the goal line. Leah Coley coming around the net of Townsley. Over to the near side. Right in for Bednarik, a shot. It gets turned away, I think, just by the toe of Townsley. All the way out of the zone it'll go. Leah Coley not able to keep it in. She'll grab it instead and send it right back in. The Lakers will put on the pressure. Off the boards for Kirkostas. Kirkostas, stolen away by the Canton Kangaroos. Up the boards it'll go all the way past Lalonde. And that will be an icing as Lauren Schell is able to beat out the icing here.
Rob, tensions are running high here in the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. We saw a couple checks here down the ice on the offensive side of thing for Oswego. And again, you got to expect that physicality, especially when you're playing against the Lakers.
The Lakers are indeed a very physical, a very gritty team, not necessarily going for every single shot or every single hit that they intend to, but they will hit you when they need to. A quick shot from Preston, turned away by Townsley again, who's standing on her head so far in this first period. A quick shot goes wide of the net. It'll go around the near boards. Ashley McGrath not able to grab it, and it'll instead go back to Preston. Shell now on the far side. Under pressure from Lalonde, over to Corbett, and through her to Majewski. Majewski drops to Corbett. Shot! Save made by Alyssa Townsley.
Yeah, Rob, we see sort of the strategy for the Lakers. You have one skater on there controlling the puck, and then you sort of see the defense collapsing on her, and that leaves a man open for Oswego, and they sort of dish it off on the inside. But again, for the Lakers, they have to try and really pass the ball more, be a little more fluid in their offensive sets.
Face off to the left of Townsley, one to the side by Canton. They'll grab it off the face-off. Barnes sending it over to Joey Shamenauer. Shamenauer, 2-on-2, sends it right in on Lexi Levy. She'll turn that away. I think they would have wanted her to cover that one up so they got an offensive face-off, but Levy's able to turn it away. Canton getting into the neutral zone now. Sending it right back in. Levy stopping it behind her net. Leaving that for Helen Van Dam. Van Dam up the boards. Majewski forwarding it to Kelly. Jaden Kelly kicking it up to her stick. Over for Corbett. Shot. Turned away by Townsley. Van Dam sending it back below the goal line. Cameron Barnes, though, will pick it up. Over for Coate. Stolen away by Jaden Kelly. Into the zone they'll come. Quick shot. Not quite covered up. It'll go into the corner. Jaden Kelly over towards Majewski, but Canton getting it up the boards here. Here comes Coate. Bailey Coate dumping it in. Turned away by Lexi Levy. She'll leave it instead for Leah Coley. Coley looking over her options. Has to make a lot of little dipsy-do maneuvers. Hands it to Cooley, who hands it up to Lizzie Burke. Burke in the zone. Turned away by Valaquette's leg there off a shot. Elizabeth Cooley back below the goal line. Cooley up the boards for Burke. Burke right for Tessa Mucha in the slot, but unfortunately she could not get a shot off for her Lakers. All the way back into the zone it'll go. Leah Coley looking to direct Sydney Pinchy there over to the far side. Hands it to Cooley. Now up for Burke again. Here they come for another rush. Dumping it in this time. Back below the goal line. Lizzie Burke having to contend with Isabella Passwaters. Passwaters now picking it up on the far side. Having a little bit of room here, but because unfortunately the Lakers trying to get all over her, but Pavlasova here able to keep the puck in her mitts. Canton just trying to get any sort of offense they can on once they get into the zone, but Preston's able to take it away. Over the blue line into the zone. Shot! Turned away by the legs there of Anna Pavlasova. And now back instead into the hands of Passwaters again. Over Bednarik, though. Bednarik steals it for Preston. Preston, who almost out of the zone that one went off of her stick handle there, but thankfully for the Lakers anyway, they're able to keep it in the zone. Board battle now in the far corner. Coming out with it, Riley Ansel. Keeping it in those Mac Hull momentarily, though. Gloved away by Isabella Passwaters. She'll hand it up for Lalonde. Gains the red line, dumps it in. Off the leg of Lexi Levy there. Van Dam will hand it up to Parenti. Parenti off the glass. It'll go over for Barnes. Stolen away, though. Ashley McGrath with it. coming around the circle. Drops it for Shea Jazeel, walks in. Oh, tried to get it off the stick of Smith there, but it just went past her into the corner. Sophia Kirkostas having to contend with Jane Panko there. Panko sending it all the way around. Chamonix Jackson out of the zone all the way down. That will go, and that will be an icing.
Well, credit to Canton here. They're playing decent defense on the Lakers, but really the key difference here is on offense, on the offensive side of things. For Canton, they're resorting to slap shot opportunities. That's really all they can get. For Oswego, they look poised, composed, and just well balanced on the offensive side of things. And the time possession here, Rob, Lakers are dominating.
Absolutely, especially time spent in the zone here. Is coming around with it is Megan Smith. Smith for Sydney Pinty at the top. Pinty dumping it back below for Ashley McGrath. McGrath coming around. Up the boards it'll go. Into the hands of Sydney Pinty again. Pinty on the near point. Dropping it back down to Kirkostas. Kirkostas right towards the center. Goes up for Coley. Shot! Blocked away by a defender. They'll send it to the far boards. Joey Shamenauer will look to get it out, but keeping it in is Megan Smith. The Albertan able to keep it in for the Lakers. All the way out it goes off the stick of Cameron Barnes. And that will be an icing. As I'm sure Canton probably thought that was a little bit close to call for an icing, but nonetheless, we'll go back into the Kangaroos' end.
Yeah, and Rob, shots, in terms of shots in this game, Oswego has 21, Canton just 5 shots, but on goal it's a little better for Canton. 3 on goal, 9 for Oswego, but again, it just shows the time, the possession that the Lakers are having here. They just have so much time to get into the offensive set of things.
Canton, thankfully for them, able to get it out. Lexi Levy stopping that for Preston. Up the boards it'll go to Jaden Kelly. Ooh, Corbett was almost offsides there. She had to drag her foot as far as she could off over that blue line. But thankfully for her squad here, it's kept in. Jaden Kelly looking to steal it away from Pavlasova. She did momentarily, got a pass off, but right into the hands of a Kangaroo. Up the boards it'll go. Van Dam able to keep it in. Corbett trying to get it off the boards anyway. Jaden Kelly popping in to help. Corbett's the one who comes out with it. Drops back to Kelly, though. But back into the hands of Pavlasova. Up the boards. Out of the zone it'll go. Possessing it, though, is Lizzie Burke. She'll take it the other way herself in spite of the pressure from Kyra O'Keefe there. Up for Cooley now. Oh, Elizabeth Cooley got it off of her skate there. She would have wanted to grab that with her stick as it was bouncing off, but wasn't able to. Now it's Van Dam on the boards. Van Dam for Cooley. Sends it back below the goal line. Oswego overloading here for them on the near side. As Jazeel's able to, almost keep it in, but unfortunately that determining edge determined that it was offsides.
Rob, listen, Canton is scrapping. They're crawling their way out of things, out of dangerous situations. Credit to Kyra O'Keefe on defense for Canton. She did a nice job. She was all over the ice, and really their best look was from her off of a deflected pass on the offensive side of things. So she's been key for Canton, especially keeping them in this one defensively.
Parenti sending it back in for the Lakers. Picking that one up, though, is Jordan Carocchio, the native right here in Oswego. Up for Sydney Pinty, a shot. Oh, a deflection from Mac Hull. Could have found Twine, but it just went wide. Wow, what a chance that was. Canton getting it out off the skate of Riley Ansel. It'll go all the way down. Leah Coley, almost getting a little bit hooked up there, but instead Bednarek will grab it off the hash marks. Jane Panko getting it D-to-D to Carocchio. Oh, Pinty intercepts. Here comes Sydney Pinty into the zone, just waiting for the rest of her team to come in. A little shallow angle shot there. Off the boards, it'll go for Smith. Bednarek trying to keep it in, but the Lakers not able to do so. They'll have to regroup here. Chamonix Jackson over Jane Panko, forwards it up towards Small, but Ashley McGrath will steal it. Here come the Lakers. Tried to get it to Kirkostas, doesn't quite get to her in time. Joey Shamenauer. Up for Chamonix Jackson. Now back to the Lakers D. Off the stick of McGrath into the zone. No icing here. Panko around those far boards for Lauren Shell. It goes past him into the hands of Joey Shamenauer. Gets rubbed into the boards there by Megan Smith. Ashley McGrath now off the back of the boards and into the zone they'll go for the 5 change. Kirkostas still putting on pressure. Majewski around below the goal line. Under pressure, though, from a lot of the Canton Kangaroos there Feeling the heat here. Jane Panko off the boards for Coate. Bailey Coate sending it in as Jaden Kelly. But unfortunately, Jazeel was just a step or two over the blue line. That will be an offsides.
Rob, we talk about players stepping up in this game, but how about the goaltender for Canton, Alyssa Townsley, the freshman, 10 saves already in this game. There's still 5 minutes left in the opening period.
Absolutely, as the shot attempts must be sky high, especially for the Lakers, as a lot of them, as another shot gets put on right there. That will be registered as a shot on goal, the 11th on the board, but the shot attempts for the Oswego State Lakers have to be sky high just because of how many of them have gone wide here, Jason.
Yeah, and again, listen, it just starts with the Lakers dominating the time possession. Canton has to try and find a way to get it into their offensive side of the zone.
Jenna Majewski getting it below the goal line for Corbett. Corbett around the circles. Up through the middle. Sending it all the way around town here. Sends it across the crease of Townsley, but nobody's able to poke it home. Into the near corner for Corbett. Majewski, pushing off a Kangaroo there. That one was Sydney Valette-Cat there. And Majewski now fighting below the goal line, pushing off Kira O'Keefe now. As Passwaters hands it to Ansel, who hands it up to Lalonde. Danica Lalonde back to Hansel. A shot! Save made by Lexi Levy. She's able to make another one off the rebound as it'll go into the corner. Sydney Pinty for Jaden Kelly. Just fighting in the near corner for it. 4:20 left to go in the first. In the corner, just a still puck there. Nobody wanting to move an inch. Kicking at it from right there on the screen, just kicking at it is Sophia Kirkostas. No, that was Sydney Pinty just trying to kick at the puck. Thankfully, the Lakers are able to finally get it out after about a 30-second board battle there. Knocking about half a minute off the board. Lalonde coming back the other way for Canton. Into the zone. Poked away by Leah Coley. She'll pick it back up though, Lalonde. Below the goal line. Stolen away by Tessa Mucha. Here comes Oswego. Over the red line. Over the blue line. Tried to get it to Lizzie Burke, but instead Elizabeth Cooley will pick it up, send it right in, but it's off of Mucha's skate below the goal line. Pavlasova. Now across for Jordan Carocchio. Into the hands of Joy Shamanauer now. Shamanauer into the Lakers' end. Comes across, shot, just goes wide. Preston off the boards. Up it'll go into the hands of Jane Panko. Sending it to Barnes, who sends it back in. Below the goal line. Bailey Coate. Into the hands of Riley Preston, though. Off the boards it'll go and out of the zone again. Barnes will send it into the far side. Shell off the boards towards Parenti, but it'll go back D-to-D now from Canton. Barnes possessing it through the neutral zone. Didn't quite reach the red line. That would have been a nice, but Lexi Levy came out of her crease to stop it. Bednarik over towards Parenti. For Mac Hull now, through the middle. Hull trying to get through so many defenders, but just cannot do it and get a shot off. Still with the puck, though, however. Able to protect it, but it goes into the hands of Isabella Passwaters. Here come the Roos. Dumping it into the zone. Valette-Cat trying to grab it. Instead, it's Helen Van Dam. Losing that to Allie Bickford was Van Dam momentarily. Shea Jaziel's able to get it out of the zone. Valette-Cat sent right in for Helen Van Dam now. Van Dam up towards McGrath. Off the stick and into the penalty box, and it went off the glass and ricocheted up into the seats right below us.
Rob, we almost caught that one. That was almost a souvenir for us. But listen, for credit to Canton, they have a little pep in their step, the Kangaroos do, and they have a little rhythm offensively. It's good to see. But listen, it's all about closing out this period, see what other looks they can get offensively, and try and close this one out.
Sent back in by the Kangaroos. Leah Coley up the boards for Sophia Kirkostas. McGrath is so far ahead of everybody else. They'll send it right in. That'll be an icing, though, as able to beat her out is Jordan Carocchio.
And, Rob, this is key now for Canton. If they can win this faceoff, they have a good look here to try and find the bottom of the net. Listen, we've talked about all the adversity that they've dealt with in this first period, but really to come out here and try and strike here early, it would be crucial for the Kangaroos, especially in the first period.
Whistle blown by the other linesman on the far side here. We'll get a take two for this face-off just to the right of Lexi Levy. Instead of Megan Smith taking it, a little bit of musical chairs there in on the face-off dot. Taking it and winning it back is Megan Smith for the Lakers. Sydney Pinty up the boards, it'll go. McGrath, though, handing it back to Leah Coley. Coley leaving it for Smith, but still under pressure, though, from Chamonix Jackson. Jackson back into the hands of Megan Smith towards the net. So Costas able to turn it away. Ooh, as it gets right towards Sydney Pinty there, she was just able to corral it and get it away, out of harm's way. And up the boards they'll go. Here comes Ashley McGrath. 1:15 left to go in the first. Towards Sophia Kirkostas in the zone. Just waiting for the rest of her team to come in. Sends it around towards Jaden Kelly, who's streaking right in. But it'll be into the hands of Pavlasova, and out of the zone it'll go. Shamenauer trying to forward it. Goes back to Pavlasova, who hands it to Carocchio. Carocchio dumping it all the way down the river. And that'll be another icing going back into the Canton end.
Well, Rob, again, I think the Kangaroos are having good looks defensively. They're playing tight against the Lakers, and it's causing them to turn the puck over a couple times here. But again, just credit to them for sticking with it, because again, in terms of shots, Lakers have registered 26 shots against the Kangaroos. But again, Canton just scrapping and finding a way to get it into the offensive zone.
Is it sent in right on Lexi Levy? But like you said, yeah, 26 shots. Only 11 of those being on goal, so maybe a little bit of an adjustment of their scopes could be helpful for the Oswego State Lakers here in this game.
And we've seen the Lakers with a couple of awkward angles. They just had bad looks in terms of how they were positioning their shots there.
Face off to the right of Lexi Levy, one back below the goal line. Riley Preston trying to get it. Instead, it's Passwater's coming around. Preston trying to get it back as well. Riley Ansel instead, though. Passwater's a shot blocked away by Shay Jazeel, or I believe that was actually Lauren Schell. Schell, though, grabbing it instead. Up for Simone Bednarik. Bednarik, long over for Mac Hull. Hull in the zone. Shot blocked away by the blocker of Alyssa Townsley. Over to the far boards. Mac Hull picking it up. 10 seconds left to go. Barnes sending it all the way around to the near side. Shay Jazeel just able to keep it in. 2 seconds left. And that'll do it for this first period of action here from the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. The score after 20 minutes of regulation, none for Oswego, none for Canton either. Goose eggs on either side here, Jason.
Yeah, Rob, the first thoughts on the start for Oswego was just the dominance that the Lakers had on the offensive side of things. They just dominated time possession. Prior to the last 5 minutes of the game, Canton didn't get the puck in their offensive zone for more than 15 seconds. And so Oswego just dominated time possession. But again, we saw towards the end of it, the Kangaroos get into a rhythm offensively. And credit to Canton, they had a lot of players stepping up defensively for them. I saw nice looks from Joey Shamir and also from Kira O'Keefe defensively for Canton. And they just stepped up big for Canton, preventing any shots to go through for Oswego.
Absolutely. Well, we'll send it back down here for Chris DeLuca, who's got a player in the tunnel. Chris, what do you have for us?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Rachel Corbett. Rachel, this game is so far no score, but you guys have been bombarding the Canton Kangaroos with shots. Getting those shots to go, how important is that for your success tonight?
Oh, it's huge. I think we had momentum for most of that period, and I think it has a lot to do with the fact that we're getting a lot of shots on net. I think we just need to be, myself included, a little more intelligent with our shots, but, you know, statistically, they're bound to go in, so I'm liking our chances right now.
Absolutely, and this is one of the last playoff runs this core group has for the Lakers. What's the feeling like for this group here?
Oh, it's awesome. I think we were made for the playoffs, our team, and like you said, we have a core group who's been here before. You know, the whole season we've proven that we can win close games. So I'm just very confident in this group, and I think we're all very confident in each other.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Sending it back up to you guys at the box.
Thank you very much, Chris. And one of the words that she said there, momentum is very much going to be a factor in this game here. Well, don't go away. We'll have our intermission report. We'll send it up to the perch. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10 Sports.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel too. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man. Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up of that one.
Matthew,
Broadcast
news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
One period in the books here in the Deborah F. Stanley Arena, and it is the Canton Kangaroos 0, Oswego Lakers 0. Jason Samsel alongside Alex Kemnitzer and Eric Palmieri here. And guys, an exciting first period, but it was sort of a slow start for both teams. What are your thoughts on the slow start for both sides?
Well, what jumped out to me immediately was Canton's aggressive and tenacious defense. They did a great job of controlling Oswego's offensive attack early on in the period. The first 10 minutes, Oswego was living inside of Canton's defensive third. They were all over Townsley, the keeper, and they were able to stop them from getting on the board. One period in the books. That's a success for Canton in my books.
Now, while it was a success, and we're talking about this aggressiveness on defense, you gotta also have the other side of the puck. They need to get more offensive looks. They need to, because Oswego, that time of possession is incredible right now. Canton needs to control the puck, get some good looks, get some people in space, and finally get some shots on net that aren't just a breakaway against.
Absolutely. I was just gonna add how once Canton finally got the puck back into their possession after Oswego's moving their defense around for a couple minutes at times, as soon as they got the puck back, they would send one person on a breakaway like you mentioned, and Oswego defenders would just swarm that lonesome Kangaroo, put her on an island. It was impressive to watch a swarming Oswego defense. You're right. The Kangaroos need to absolutely start maintaining some time of possession on offense in order to get anywhere.
Yeah, and again, you talk about shots. Oswego outshooting Canton 27-10 in that first period, 12 of them being on goal to 6 for Canton. I want to ask guys about how do you think Oswego was able to do offensively in this game? You know, how are they able to really control the pace of the game? Because they dominated time possession in this game. How do you think they were able to do that in that first period?
You go first, Eric.
I think, they started off a little slow. They had a couple of mishaps offensively with some missed passes, but they really started to settle in. It felt like 2 different 7 minutes. The first 7 minutes, they were kind of locked down, and then those other 7 minutes, it started to feel like they were really starting to get some shots. It just seemed like some girls weren't in place. Me and Alex were watching from here. There was one where there was a pass to the slot, and it just wasn't there. And then there was one where if there was a rebounder right there, it would have gone in for an easy goal. So I think Oswego just has to keep doing what they're doing because they're getting good looks. They just have to have people in position.
I completely agree, Eric. And like we were saying before, it feels like Oswego's just sitting there knocking on the door. They're just letting it come to them, and they're just letting those open looks come a little late. I don't think that'll continue, obviously. I think it's a matter of when one of those pucks goes through the net. And on the other hand, for Canton, we mentioned those breakaways. One of those breakaways, you actually ran to the bathroom for 20 seconds and missed the one opportunity that Canton almost got one through that defense. There was a bad pass from Oswego, a deflection, forcing a 1v1 between a Kangaroo and Lexi Levi in goal, and a post shot that went behind Levi on the line. Did not go through, but went right by that line. And any little mistake like that any little margin of error, there is no margin of error.
Oh, of course, it's playoff hockey.
And gentlemen, if you're the coaches of both teams in the locker room right now, what are you saying to your players to try and get them ready for the second period?
Well, I'll start with Canton's head coach, Kaylee Hart. If I'm Kaylee Hart and I'm talking to my squad in the locker room, I'm saying, guys, great defense. We're running out of steam a little bit. We are not going to be able to play this fast and this aggressive for 3 periods. We have to start establishing our offense. In order for us to even have a chance at winning this game before we all get winded, we have to make some passes, especially in the middle zone. We got to establish the middle zone first before we can move into the offensive zone, before we can get some clean shots on goal. We haven't had clean shots on goal. So let's start to transition. Let's keep being physical. The refs are letting them play in this matchup. Let's be physical, let's be precise, let's be crisp, and let's establish an offense.
100%. And if I'm Digby, I'm telling my girls, keep doing what you're doing. They had, for as good of a period that Canton had, Oswego still had a very solid period. All right, they were getting there. They were getting opportunities. Their defense was swarming the Seoul Kangaroo that would come across the blue line. So you're doing all the right things. Now we just have to keep up the pressure. Canton's going 110%. It's gonna come down at some point. You just gotta wait for that moment and then take the time to strike.
Absolutely. And they were so fast. I mean, for some Buffalo natives up here, they were so quick off the line. Reminded me of Bills wide receiver Stevie Johnson. I mean, there's a lot of Bills fans, everybody I meet here, but Canton was so quick to try to get those goals. It reminded me of wide receiver Stevie Johnson, Bills. Shout out.
Yeah, and guys, nice throwback call there. But for this next period, what do you guys think that Oswego can sustain the pressure that they're applying to Canton offensively?
I think they absolutely can, and I think they absolutely can because they are coached well. Their sets look crisp. Their passing, they are maestros with the puck.
Oh,
These girls make slick backhanded passes. They fill spots with ease. It's really incredible to watch because it's impressive seeing just such a well-oiled machine on offense. Crisp shooting and domination of time of possession. Those are the keys to winning games.
And Eric, on the other side of things for Canton, we saw their goalie, Alyssa Townsley, with 12 saves in that period. What does Canton have to do offensively to try and really prevent the Lakers from having to dominate the time of possession like they did in the first period?
Canton they really just need to get the puck back. I know it sounds a lot simpler.
You're absolutely right.
But I mean, it's just Oswego is living with that time of possession. There were like 3-4 minute stretches where Canton didn't touch that puck. Your defenders are getting tired. You're not able to transition. I mean, it's not just a matter of offense, but also just for your overall team stamina. You have to get those. You have to be able to switch lines, or else it's going to be a bad recipe for the second period.
And going on with that, I mean, we did start to see in the last 4 minutes you and I were talking about.
We did, yes.
Canton did get a couple of better looks.
Right.
But
it wasn't much, but it was still it was still something, and if I'm the coach, I want to see them develop that and build upon it for the second period.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more.
And it starts on the defense for Canton. They had 7 blocks in that first period. Oswego just had 2 blocks, so look for them to continue that defensive pressure. Just quick thoughts, final thoughts. I mean, what do you think we can expect in the second period?
Well, I think Oswego will look to jump on the Kangaroos' throat in the second period.
Yes.
I think they will be looking to continue this pressure. They know that Canton is losing steam. It's a gradual game. This is what playoff games look like. You know your opponent is giving all they have immediately to get you on their heels, to make you step back a little bit and say, okay, how do we attack this from here? I think Oswego really tries to hop on the Kangaroos, and I really think that they try to slow them down and just be very aggressive in this next period.
Yeah, and that will be all for this intermission report. Thank you all for watching so much. We'll send it back to the press box after the break as Hockey Night in Oswego continues.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTLP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTLP.
Welcome back, hockey fans, to WTOP 10 Sports. My name is Rob Finger, alongside Jason Samsel, and we're back for period 2 of action between your Oswego State Lakers and the SUNY Canton Kangaroos. The score after the first period of play here, still none on each side of the board here, Jason.
Yeah, Rob, and on the offensive side of things, it's been the Lakers dominating the time of possession and the shots in that first period, 27-10 in that first period in Oswego's favor. But listen, you know what they say, Rob, defense wins championships, and it's the Canton Kangaroos keeping the Oswego offense at bay. Zero goals registered in that first period, and look for Canton to continue to apply the pressure to Oswego in this second period. It should be a fun one. I mean, this whole game has been fun so far, and I can't wait to see the second period and how it plays out.
It's very dangerous, especially for the Oswego State Lakers, to make the other team think that they have a chance against them. They've been a dominant team all year, and they win the faceoff. Quickest shot from Riley Preston there, but like I said, they've been dominant all year here, so for a team like Canton to think that they have a chance in the game like this is big here, Jason.
Yeah, Rob, I mean, credit just again to their goalie, Alyssa Townsley. She is just stepping up so crucial for Canton, and she's done a great job here thus far, freshman.
Canton able to win the faceoff out of the zone. It'll go all the way down into the Lakers' end. Lauren Schell, right back into the hands of Danica Lalonde. A quick shot right in front. Gets turned away. Schell back over to Hull. Mac Hull over on the far side. Ooh, I have a little misstep there. She's able to get it out of the zone. but instead of going to the hands of Erica Parenti, who sends it right in. Simone Bednarik going to put some pressure on. Jane Panko around the far boards with it. Out of the zone it'll go. Shea Jazeel sending it right in. I believe that was off the jersey of one of the players there, but instead Canton will send it all the way around into the Lakers' end. Kyrkostas for Van Dam. Helen Van Dam circling back. Under pressure here from Chamonix Jackson. She'll hand it over to Shea Jazeel. And they'll set all the way around for Sophia Kyrkostas. Kyrkostas up the boards. Into the zone. Megan Smith sending it back below the goal line. Sending it around, though, is Jane Panko. Right into the hands of Ashley McGrath. Pinty's not able to keep it in. It'll be hopped all the way back down into the Lakers' end. Up now for Coley. For Megan Smith. Kyrkostas, though, sent over for Pinty. Pinty sent up into the zone. Turned away just by the stick there of Alyssa Townsley. Keeping it in, though, at the Lakers. Still on those near boards. Megan Smith, or Ashley McGrath, should say, is sent all the way over to the far side here. McGrath for Jaden Kelly. Kelly in the zone with Corbett. Drops it for Corbett. Rachel Corbett not able to get the shot off. Sends across for Majewski. Poked away. Just able to get it forward a little bit, but no shot will come from the Lakers. Keeping it in, though, is Rachel Corbett. Majewski chasing after it. Into the hands of Kira O'Keefe. Around for Shell. A quick shot. They score! Jenna Majewski. 1-0 Oswego off the rebound.
Rob, what this Laker team is so great at is knowing where each player is at on the ice. We saw Lauren Shell with just great awareness, setting up Jenna Majewski with the goal and getting the Lakers on the scoreboard. Just a beautiful setup from Shell there, and wow! I mean, what a great pass from this Laker team.
Absolutely, Lauren Shell, take a bow, especially for a setup like that for somebody like Majewski. And as well for Majewski, being able to crash the net and being in the right place at the right time for that to come right to her. And unfortunately for Alyssa Townsley anyway, she wasn't able to push over quick enough. Elizabeth Cooley grabbing it. Now for Shea Jazeel. Long across towards Tessa Mucha. It'll go instead in the hands of Anna Pavlasova, the woman from Desin in the Czech Republic. Keeping it in momentarily was Mucha. But here come the Canton Kangaroos again. Oh, denied at the red line, though. Pavlasova will have to give it back to Jordan Carocchio. Pavlasova under pressure from Tessa Mucha. Elizabeth Cooley takes it away over towards number 15, Lizzie Burke. As Van Dam able to keep it in. Oh, we've got a penalty coming up here. That one will be on the Canton Kangaroos.
Rob, we talked about this before, but this Laker team is really like a viper offensively. They can strike at any moment, and they can strike quickly. Just 2.5 minutes into this period, they strike and find the bottom of the net. I mean, just what a great response from Oswego. Again, dominating the time possession in the first period, and then this time was able to find the bottom of the net finally.
Yeah, penalty right here on number 28, Bailey Coate. She'll go to the box for 2 minutes here. And the Lakers will have quite the opportunity to extend their lead once more. Parenti sent all the way around towards Mac Hull. Goes past her. Bednarik, though, will put it back into the corner. Parenti going for it. Instead, it's Canton that controls. Off the glass and off the linesman right there. And yeah, believe it or not, that linesman was one of my coaches for my high school hockey team, Kevin Poppleton, a member of the FM Hornets. Now with his career as a linesman right there, the man dropping the puck, man I know very well. Over to Mac Hull. Sent all the way around. Over towards Sydney Valakat. Picked up though by the Lakers. They'll set it up. Shell over for Bednarik. Bednarik to Shell. Oh, coming ever closer, but unfortunately she could not catch the pass. Ashley McGrath over for Bednarik. Walks in, shot. Oh, it just goes wide. They tried to get a rebound there from Erica Parenti, but instead it'll be on the outside of the net, and they will call a stoppage.
Yeah, what a spill there from Erica Parenti. But Rob, this is dangerous for Canton because, again, they have Bailey Coate in the penalty box for Canton, and she is tied in terms of shots taken for Canton. So not the player you want in the sin bin right now.
Majewski now for Corbett. 1:05 left to go in the penalty here. Sydney Pinty. Now for Coley. Back to Pinty. Pinty tried to wind up there. Instead, she'll hand it to Rachel Corbett. Corbett now up for Jaden Kelly. Oh, it goes through her legs and all the way back into the Lakers' end. Lexi Levy leaving that for Pinty. Sydney Pinty under a lot of pressure there from number 53, Danica Lalonde. Lalonde almost got a shot off a short-hander right here. And here comes Rachel Corbett. Corbett, almost collided with Majewski there. Had to take evasive maneuvers. Rachel Corbett is the one with it. I don't think anybody else knew where it was. Van Dam almost got a shot off. But nonetheless, it'll go back below the goal line. Rachel Corbett back for Van Dam, looking for a pass towards Venderick. A quick shot. Oh, it just did not have anything on it. Parenti over for Corbett, I should say. Corbett around. Bednarik, a big shot blocked away by Anna Pavlisova. The Czech getting it done. And we are even strength here from the Deb. Van Dam to Mac Hull into the zone. Parenti had to drag her foot there, but instead it's Bailey Coate, free from her shackles, out and sending it around. Up for Lalonde. Out of the zone for Riley Preston. Preston back towards Bednarik. It was off the skate there of Danica Lalonde. Now it's Parenti. Parenti right on in, gloved up by Alyssa Townsley with some relative ease.
Yeah, Rob, I mean, Oswego's getting the looks that they want, especially on the offensive side of things. But again, just credit to Canton. They're doing such a great job just sticking with the Oswego offense and just doing a great job defensively, preventing shots from getting past, finding the bottom of the net.
Face off to the left of Alyssa Townsley. 14:29 still left to go in this second period of play. Reversing that is Canton. They'll send it up instead for Bailey Coate again. Kept in by Preston. A quick shot below the goal line. It'll go. Back up the boards. Oswego just trying to keep it in, but instead it's Canton who rushes it out. Dumping it into the Oswego end. Off the stick of Lexi Levy there. Lauren Schell back for Preston. Riley Preston. Up for Ashley McGrath this time. McGrath for Kyrkostas. Into the zone they go. Sophia Kyrkostas towards the center. Lauren Schell trying to reverse it as well, but instead it's picked up by Cameron Barnes. Up the boards it goes. Sent right in for Pinty. Now up for Megan Smith, who dumps it in. Around into the near corner. Jane Panko stolen away momentarily by the Lakers. Majewski within her skates there. That's just fighting for it in the corner. Rachel Corbett comes out with it. Corbett comes around, looking for an outlet. Finds Pinty at the top. Pinty right in towards Majewski, but just hopped over her stick. And around it goes towards Rachel Corbett now. Corbett stolen away by Canton momentarily. Jaden Kelly, though, trying to steal it back. But instead it's Danica Lalonde corralling it. Kelly, a quick shot off the skate of Cameron Barnes back into the corner. Jane Panko off the far boards, off the stick there of Danica Lalonde. It'll go all the way down, and that will be an icing with 13 minutes exactly left to go in period number 2.
Yeah, Rob, I mean, again, I think it's just the Lakers dominating time possession. The same thing that we saw in the first period. We're seeing transition into the second period. For Canton, they just have to find a way to get open looks on the offensive side of things. They just haven't done that thus far.
Face-off one back by the Lakers. Van Dam not able to keep it in. They'll have to regroup. Sends it right back in. Panko, though, controls. Panko didn't have much on that pass. And as a result, the Lakers will rush in. Lizzie Burke trying to come out with it. Instead, it's Kyla Small. Small putting it back into the corner. Tessa Mucha coming up the boards with it. Strong of stick. Tessa Mucha coming around. Back towards Van Dam. A shot. It goes off the leg there of Riley Ansel. Sent around by Canton. Shea Jazeel keeping in. Panko now with it. Jane Panko back D to D below the goal line. And up they go. Breaking it out are the Roos. Here comes Allie Bickford. Stolen away, though, by number 15, Lizzie Burke. Burke back off the boards. All the way down it'll go. Sydney Vallet-Cat. Up now for Riley Ansel. Goes past her. Shell taking a quick shot. It's blocked away by Vallet-Cat. Shell will keep it in. Over instead to Mac Hull. For Bednarik. Bednarik around. Shot just saved up by the torso of Alyssa Townsley.
And Rob, a player to watch out for Oswego is Mac Hall. They have to try and get her going, especially in this playoff game. She leads this team in goals, and she's just so crucial for this team. She got a little slow in the last couple of games, but she finally found the bottom of the net in their second to last game here. But look for her to be big here, especially in the rest of this second period.
Absolutely. A player like Mac Hull can never be taken out of the equation. As Lauren Shell, thankfully, able to, for the Lakers anyway, able to keep it in. Parenti up for Shell. Shell across for Riley Preston. Preston sent all the way around. Hit a rim all the way around the boards over to Shell at the hash marks of the near side. Sent back over to the far boards. Mac Hull back towards number 8, Erica Parenti, who just got slammed along the boards there by Anna Pavlisova. Mac Hull, though, will control, sending it back deeper into the zone. Canton, though, will send it into the neutral zone. Bednarik for Preston, off the boards for Parenti. Into the zone it'll go. Pavlisova now across for Jordan Carocchio. Stolen away by Mac Hull. Hands it right in for Megan Smith. Smith for McGrath. Ashlyn McGrath coming around. Walks, shot, just goes over the net. Kyrkostas for Megan Smith. Smith, kept on the boards by Kyla Small. Bednarik, Kyrkostas, I should say, is the one who comes around with it, but Canton will take it out. Bailey Coate dumping it into the Lakers' end. Leah Coley up now for Kyrkostas. Kyrkostas into the zone. Oh, almost got the move done on Kyra O'Keefe. Up the boards it'll go. Keeping it in. Megan Smith trying to send it deeper. Got redirected by a stick. And here comes Taryn Oleries over to the far side. Who kept out of the zone by the skate of Shea Jazeel. Just fighting on the far boards. Majewski's in there. Jaden Kelly watching over, waiting for it to come out just like that. Kicks it up to Majewski, and here they come the other way. Jenna Majewski, a shot turned away by Townsley. Off the boards it'll go. Van Dam keeping it in for Corbett. Corbett back to Van Dam at the top. Sent across for Shea Jazeel. Jazeel right in towards Kelly. Got redirected off her stick below the goal line. Back into the near corner. Off the boards it'll go. Canton just trying to get it out here. Riley Ann's the one who does so. Shea Jazeel with an opportunity here. Shea Jazeel for Cooley. Elizabeth Cooley looking over her options. Gets it up to Lizzie Burke, who just came into the zone. We'll circle back. Now for Riley Preston, fresh off the bench, a quick shot. Turned away by the defenders. And Isabella Passwaters will get it out. Riley Preston over for Lauren Shell. Shell for Preston, and now for Cooley. Oh, intercepted by Chamonix Jackson. She's able to make a couple moves, but she'll have to go into the corner for it. Lauren Shell putting the hit on, gets it to Cooley. Cooley sent around for Shell. Shell having to go back the other way, hands it to Elizabeth Cooley. Cooley off the boards. Back towards Mucha, a little bit far for her stick though, as he goes back up the far boards. In for Jackson. Stolen away by Simone Bednarik though. Bednarik up for Parenti. Parenti one-on-one with Panko across. The shot from Bednarik turned away by the pad of Alyssa Townsley. Coley back towards Pinty. Pinty dumping it in. All the way down to Alyssa Townsley. And we will send it down to Chris DeLuca down at ice level. Chris.
Thanks, guys. That goal from earlier does not happen without a great shot by Lauren Shell that got redirected by Canton's Isabella Passwaters. Thankfully for the Lakers, that landed right on the blade of Jenna Majewski, who tucked it right home for the Lakers. Her line has been electric tonight, helping guide the Lakers to a 1-0 lead. Look for her line to contribute to the game and sustaining the lead and potentially for the Lakers, maybe even gaining some more. But that's all for me. Back up to the box.
Thank you very much, Chris. Of course, this Oswego offense just being so crucial today, but here comes Canton just trying to mimic some of that offense, but they're only able to send it right into the glove of the waiting Lexi Levy.
Yeah, nice look from Bailey Coate there, sort of taking the heat of this offense and just trucking ahead and trying to get a shot for Canton. They haven't had many looks like that where they've just been able to drive past defenders. In fact, Rob, if you're Canton, you have to be more aggressive defensively and try and get deflected passes in Oswego's offensive zone. So try and prevent those passes and get into your offensive set.
Up the boards it goes, 7:32 left to go in this second period of play. Sent all the way back around to the near side. Helen Van Dam now up for Kirkostas. Sophia Kirkostas up for Ashley McGrath. McGrath in the zone, backhander! Turned away by Townsley. Wow. Into the hands of Pavlasova. Now over for Carocchio. Carocchio up for Danica Lalonde. The woman from Sudbury. Oh, that one is offsides. Just wrecking the momentum of this Canton offense.
Yeah, well, it's the playoffs, Rob, and you can see players starting to step up. See people like Ashley McGrath just really starting to take a hold of this offensive side of things, and a decent shot there. I mean, credit once again, Rob, to Alyssa Townsley. She's done a great job just deflecting most of the passes coming her way in this one.
She's stood on her head so far in this game, and if my math is correct, with the 23 shots on the board right now and only 1 goal allowed, gives her over a 950 in terms of save percentage on the night. Corbett, though, looks to chase on and does! What a goal! Rachel Corbett, 2-0 Lakers!
Rob, the announcer's jinx is alive. Rachel Corbett, what a great drive from her on that game. She is a pass-first player, but she can also take over games. Her 6th goal of the year. And look at that. I mean, in transition, that is where you're going to find most of your good looks. And what a ripper from Rachel Corbett to put the Lakers up 2 goals in this game.
A low side ripper of a shot from Rachel Corbett puts the Oswego State Lakers up 2-0 in a game that they have dominated offensively, even if the scoreboard and the score does not show it.
And again, Rob, this team just has so many different weapons you have to take hold of. I mean, for Rachel Corbett, she has more assists than goals on the year. But again, she can just be so dangerous. There's so many players you have to watch out for on the offensive side of things.
Michelle not able to keep it in the zone there off a pass from Jaden Kelly. She'll reverse it back off the stick of Corbett and into the zone it'll go. O'Keefe, though, sending it over to Sydney Valley-Cat. Up now for the Roos. It'll go all the way down. No icing here, though. Up for Joy Schemenauer. Now into the hands of Tessa Mucha. She's got a lot of time and a lot of space. She'll hand it to Elizabeth Cooley. Now up for Burke. Oh, Burke just taking a spill. That'll be offsides for the Oswego State Lakers as, yeah, Lizzie Burke just blowing a tire just before she crossed that blue line.
Yeah, and listen, if you're a Canton, I mean, tensions are high. You're coming into this game, underdogs on the road. You really just have to continue playing lockdown defense and try and get some deflected passes to go your way, and just continue to have good looks and shots and continue to shoot the puck.
Off the boards it goes. Canton just trying to get a mark on the board here in this contest. As back it goes for Leah Coley. Coley off the boards it'll go for Tessa Mucha. Ooh, popping off the door there in the corner a little bit weirdly. Just a little weird bounce. Thankfully, Tessa Mucha is able to corral it, but now it's Leah Coley looking for an outlet. She finds Lizzie Burke. Burke now for Cooley. Elizabeth Cooley just trying to corral that from Canton. Instead, it's Pavlasova coming up the near boards. At the red line, Lalonde. Danica Lalonde up now towards Riley Ansel. Into the zone they'll go. Leah Coley towards Bednarik, but Canton picks it up. Isabel Passwater's a shot turned away by Lexi Levy. The first real big save she's had to be making in quite a while here. And that's a testament to her Oswego State Lakers offense, able to keep it for a long time in this Canton end. Bednarik towards Matt Cull there, intercepted though by Canton. Bednarik though keeps it in. Into the corner it'll go. Matt Cull putting on some pressure with the help of Erica Parenti as well. Pops back up the boards. Lalonde trying to get it out, but instead Jazeel will send it all the way back. Oh, blocked away though by Isabella Passwater. She'll take it, get the red line and dump it in. Below the goal line it'll go. Helen Van Dam looking over her options. over Simone Bednarik, off her stick, and further down the ice. Kira O'Keefe backhanding it into the neutral zone. Riley Preston now with it. Off the boards for Ashley McGrath. Here come the Lakers into the zone. McGrath across. The shot will go all the way over to the far side. Chamonix Jackson. Oh, right into the skate of Riley Preston. The Lakers will come in. Sophia Kirkostas' shot gloved away by the leather of Alyssa Townsley.
Again, Lakers just continue to apply the pressure offensively, and for Canton, they struggle getting the puck past their neutral zone. They have to really try and just somehow find a way to get it past the neutral zone and have looks on the offensive side of things to get back into this one.
Face-off won back by Canton. They'll send it all the way around to the far side into the hands of Bailey Coate. Through the neutral zone. Lauren Schell sending it to the near side, but instead it's Taryn Oleries taking it into the zone. O'Keefe sending it back in. Below the goal line for Preston. Preston sent right in, and gloving that one up is Lexi Levy.
Yeah, probably their best look that the Kangaroos have had all game for Canton. But again, this is a crucial face-off here for Canton. If they can win this, they'll have a great opportunity to try and sneak one past Lexi Levy. But it's a tall task to get it past Lexi Levy.
Absolutely, but an offensive opportunity nonetheless for the Canton Kangaroos. They'll hack it back into the zone. Sydney Pinty, though, looking to break it out for the Lakers. Off the glass and back into the hands of the Canton D it'll go. Through the neutral zone. Lalonde picks it up into the zone. Shot off the leg there of Sydney Pinty. Off the glass it'll go. Up for Majewski. Majewski out of the zone. Ooh, right on in. Pinty will grab it, sending it over to Coley, who gets it back to Jaden Kelly. Kelly into the zone. Shot! Gloved up by the waiting hand of Alyssa Townsley.
Yeah, well, again, credit to the Canton goalie here. The freshman Townsley just stepping up in this game. I mean, she's doing an incredible job. 24 saves, Rob, in this game thus far. I mean, 2 have gone past her, but again, I mean, she has had a lot to deal with in this game.
Yeah, in spite of what I said earlier, just before the goal of Rachel Corbett, she's still got a 900 on the night, which realistically is all that you can ask for from a goaltender. Everything after that is just extra, and you would take it for free any day. Out of the zone. Barnes across now for Panko. Panko off for Kyla Small, dumping it into the zone. Van Dam. Below the goal line for Tessa Mucha. Mucha leaving that for Shea Jazeel. Trying to get it off the boards for Cooley. She'll get it up towards Mucha. Mucha, though, unable to grab it. She'll put the pressure on, though. Looking to steal away from Jane Panko. Swipes it away. Grabbing that is Cooley. Cooley sending it all the way around. Mac Hull picking it up. Hull off the backboard into the hands, though, of Jane Panko. Up the board she'll go. Right into the hands of Simone Bednarik, though. She hands it to Parenti. Here come the Lakers to Mac Hull. No shot will come. Erica Parenti tried to get a shot on there. Blocked away. Bednarik just able to keep it in. Not quite there, though. As Bailey Coate will get it out. Here comes Taryn Oleries. Oleries, sliding through below the goal line. She's able to stay with the puck in spite of it. Simone Bednarik stealing it away. Off the leg there of number 21, Riley Ansel. Through the neutral zone, it'll go for Hull. Hull waiting for the rest of her team to dump it in here, and she will go for a change. Ansel over to the far side. Pinty giving it right into the hands of Sydney Valakat. Valakat now up for Passwaters. Sent back the other way by Ashley McGrath. Here comes Kirkostas. Sent right in on Townsley. She'll turn it away with ease. 1 minute remains in period number 2. Megan Smith right for Ashley McGrath. McGrath right in front. Shot save made by Townsley. Still there, though. Will a shot come? No, it won't. Here comes Canton the other way. Ansel. Shot just wide of the net. A little bit of a bouncing puck there. Just couldn't allow her to get much accuracy on that shot. Kirkostas dumping it in. Just over 30 seconds left to go in period number 2. Carocchio, all for O'Keefe. O'Keefe looking over her options. Up the far board she'll go. Oh, Corbett able to steal it. Majewski now with it. Oh, just being held back at bay there by Kayla Small. Over to the near side, 13 seconds left. Van Dam and Jaden Kelly just trying to get it off the boards here. Kelly, Van Dam, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that will do it for the first 2 periods here from the Deborah F. Stanley Arena.
Rob, what a period for Oswego in that game. I mean, listen, throughout the season, we've talked about the physicality of Oswego, and that's really been a storyline that many people have talked about, the physicality from the Lakers. But when the dust settles from the physicality, it's all about executing your offense effectively, and that has been Oswego in this second period. They executed the offense to a T. You had 2 goals there, 2 really nice shots, and just continuing the pressure from Oswego. And that's the reason why they've opened up the lead in this game.
Absolutely. The scoring has been opened up for the Oswego State Lakers. 2-0 is the score after the first 2 periods of play. 28 shots for the Oswego State Lakers. Only 9 registered on net for the Canton Kangaroos. But we'll send it down to Chris DeLuca. He's down on the player tunnel with Lauren Schell. Chris, what'd you have for us?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Lauren Schell of the Oswego State Lakers. Lauren, you had 2 great assists on those goals earlier. How's it feeling with that?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it feels good. It's nice to come into a game. Everyone's really positive in the locker room, and vibes are up, and I think success comes when everyone's in good attitude and everyone's gathering around each other.
And speaking of those vibes up, the vibes are, I can imagine, immaculate in that locker room right now. You're up 2-0 in the semifinals. Barring any changes, you might be going to the SUNYAC championship. What's that feeling like?
I mean, it feels amazing to be a senior and to have a big group of seniors around me that I've grown up with. It's just an amazing feeling to do it your last year and be able to do it together.
And finally, going to this 3rd period here, what's the game plan to shut down the Canton Kangaroos?
Just keep the vibes up, protect your lead, protect your goalie.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Back to you guys in the box.
Thank you very much, Chris. What a period for the Oswego State Lakers. They're able to open up the scoring with a lot of different offense. A quick little shots right there. That goal from Jenna Majewski as well. Penalties coming the way of the Canton Kangaroos, but a big period, especially for the Lakers. Well, don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. We'll send it back over to the perch for our intermission report. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to Major Discussion.
But it's fine. We can just work with it.
2 periods in the books here in the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. The action was unbelievable. I'm Jason Samsel, joined alongside Alex Kemnetzer and Eric Palmieri, and gentlemen, what an action-packed period. Your guys' thoughts on what you saw on the ice?
I mean, a very similar period to what we saw in the first period. The only difference was Oswego converted on those attempts that we were talking about earlier. The first goal from Jenna Majewski, we had a little bit of a scuffed segment for our picks and players of the game. So for our players to watch segment, I originally said very quickly and sheepishly Jenna Majewski. My reason, she's a sophomore forward from UMass College who has scored a goal against Canton in their last 2 matchups. I expected her to help out the seniors and be that underclassman who could be the turning point, could move the needle a little bit. She did just that. 2.5 minutes into this period, she gets on the Lakers on the board, and the second goal from Rachel Corbett gave them an insurance goal. The puck is in Oswego's court right now.
Yeah, and like what you were saying earlier, it was a very similar period to the first period. All right, Canton was still very much aggressive. Even with the 2 goals scored, we were mentioning at the end of the second period, they were still looking very aggressive on defense. It's just they could not get on that offensive possession. I can count on one hand the amount of shots that they had, and I can count on 2 fingers the amount of times that was a shot on goal, and they weren't very good looks. And at the end of the day, you're now asking a team that just had 2 shots on goal to catch up and play and get 2 goals on net.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Eric. They're trying to climb out of that hole that they dug, and when you're going up against Lexi Levy and this Oswego defense, and you're only getting 2 shots, and her save rate is 96%, odds are not in your favor. But you can't give up just yet, because anything can happen, playoff hockey.
Yeah, for Canton, just 2 shots on goal, but for Oswego, 2 goals in the period, and let's break it down one by one. The first one by Jenna Majewski. I don't know, Alex, if you want to break that one down for us.
Yeah, so that goal was simply put, just well-crafted offense, just slowing it down, making crisp passes, just finding the holes, moving into space. It was exactly what Oswego had been doing in the first period. It's what they continued to do in the second period. A couple of passes. It was assisted by defender Scholl. I forget her first name. My apologies. Yeah, Lauren Scholl. Just great team play. When you establish your offense, when you dominate your time of possession, when you get open looks, odds are they're going in. And when they convert, Oswego looks borderline unstoppable.
Yeah, and Eric, in that second goal that we saw from the Lakers, we saw it from Rachel Corbett striking for the Lakers for the second goal in the game.
It was a very different goal from the first one. The first one was the players were in their positions where maybe they were lacking that a little bit in the first period. On this second goal, we just saw a strike from Corbett. She just walked the puck right down, and just a really nice aimed shot.
Yeah, and how do you think the Lakers were able to flip how do you think the Lakers were able to flip the script from the first period, which they got off to a quiet start, and really we saw it from the beginning, and just 5 seconds into the second period they had a shot on goal. How were they able to flip the script and really dominate on the offensive side of things?
Well, Coach Digby just told them exactly what Eric was talking about in the first intermission. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. I like the looks we're getting. You can't complain, even though it was in their terms, it was a slow start. It still wasn't a slow start.
Right.
They were absolutely able to get their open looks.
Yeah. And I like what you said in that first intermission. You called them a machine. I think that is a beautiful analogy for this team, because from first and second period, you could not tell that this team just played a whole 20 minutes of hockey. They looked just as sharp, just as physical as they did at that start of the game. And I don't know, man. It's Oswego might be making the tears fall like rain. Shout out Hoosie in the Blowfish fans out there.
Great reference. I love that.
Yeah, well, for Canton, listen, just 2 weeks ago, they didn't even know if they were going to be in the playoffs. They're here on the road, down 2 goals. What does Canton have to do? What do the Kangaroos have to do to get back into this one?
I mean, they have to get their offense going. We've been saying it. It hasn't been happening. Like, easier said than done, get your offense going. It looks like an insurmountable task to accomplish when you're going up against this Oswego defense, unfortunately. I mean, if I am Coach Hart, I'm saying, like, this is our last period of the season. Nobody thought we were going to get to this point. Last period of the season, let's go down swinging.
Yeah.
Let's give everything we got on that ice, and let's just be
Right.
proud of who we are.
Exactly.
That's who we are.
You're just putting all your chips out there, right? This is the last 20 minutes of your season right now. You're putting all your chips on the table. You got to get extra aggressive. You're just going to have to start taking some gambles. If you really want to put some pucks in the net, you're going to have to take gambles, and that might mean maybe not playing as great defensively, but it's at this point, it's worth the risk to try to get offense just to try to keep up with the powerhouse that Oswego has been today.
Also might mean pulling the keeper a little bit earlier than you expected.
Maybe.
Just out of desperation. But
Yeah, lay it all out there. That is exactly what Canton will do, and we've seen that from both sides. We've seen bodies flying, and it has been a physical game, but despite the physicality, still a clean game. Canton only one penalty in the game. That's the only penalty in the game so far. So, guys, how do you think both teams have done well physically speaking?
Well, they're being physical, but they're controlling their bodies, and that's the biggest thing. They are making sure that, and while the refs are letting them play, they are making absolute sure that not to get caught with a cheap hook or any cheap tripping. They are being very poised and very controlled, and that's been their key to not committing penalties. It's been, honestly, we've talked about a defensive clinic this entire game. Oswego is putting on a defensive clinic in terms of cleanliness and just straight poised defense.
Yeah. Both teams have been very physical, like we've been saying. It's just, we're still, me and Alex could hear some trash talk on the sides,
You'll love to hear it.
They're getting in there in the corners, but it's just been a very clean game from both teams. Nothing dirty. It's just good hockey right now.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable.
Exactly. Emotions running high in this one. A lot on the line for both teams. A chance at the SUNYAC championship game. But listen, for you guys' score predictions, we saw Oswego coming out here in the second period, firing like a bazooka out there, and found the bottom of the net twice. Do you guys want to change your score predictions?
That's a great question, Jason. I'm sitting with my original pick at 3-1. I know it was quick, but you know what? I'm gonna keep my total amount of points.
Okay.
That 4 total, but I'm gonna give Canton's goal to Oswego. I think we're gonna see a shutout. I think the pace has looked so good. I think Oswego's dominated both ends. I think we're seeing a 4-0 shutout from Oswego.
I think I'll keep my I'll change mine just a little bit. I'm gonna have Oswego 4, but I'm still gonna have Canton scoring a goal at 1, just because of how aggressive they are playing. I could see Oswego getting a little just lax, maybe 3 minutes left in the game, and I think they could just get one. And you know what? That's just really big for the team to just go end the season with at least something on the board and work it into next season.
I think you're absolutely right about that, Eric. Like, I think a big key that the Lakers are going to look for in this final period is, obviously, you want to keep the pedal to the metal. You want to keep your foot on their neck. Like, you don't want them to break free and somehow make this a close game. I think one of the keys the Lakers will need to do is avoid getting chippy, because an aggressive Canton team with their season dwindling down to mere minutes, I think they could get a little bit chippy. I think they could get a little bit aggressive, maybe injure some key players. So I think Oswego needs to really focus on keeping people healthy.
Yeah, a lot of things to keep up on, and that will do it for our intermission report. We will be back after the break with action here, the final closing minutes here in this game, only on WTOP 10.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
It's Al Roker.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel too. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back, hockey fans, to WTOP 10 Sports. My name is Rob Finger, alongside Jason Samsel, and we're back here at the Deborah F. Stanley Arena for Period 3 of action between your Oswego State Lakers and the Canton Kangaroos, and we will get this one started in earnest. Ansel taking it quickly off the face-off here, and we are off and running. Into the corner it'll go. Lauren Schell grabbing that as Canton, though. They'll send it all the way across the year. Parenti trying to swipe it away. Parenti off the boards, over towards Lauren Schell. Schell up the boards, out of the zone it'll go. Pavlasova, though, stopping that before the red line. She'll send it right back in. Lauren Schell getting that. Over to Riley Preston. Preston up for Bednarik. Goes past her into the hands of Carocchio and over to the far side. Canton looking to get it into the zone here. Shemini Jackson, denied entry fairly violently by Lauren Schell, with a big hit from her. Ashley McGrath, though, blowing a tire there, just trying to get it around Kyla Small. But instead it'll go back to the Canton D. Off the boards, up for Joey Schemenauer. Almost a 3-on-1 for the Canton Kangaroos if they had played their cards right. But she just could not get the pass off. Back over for Panko. She'll send it right back in. Shea Jazeel off the boards, past Ashley McGrath, back into the hands of Sydney Valaket. And instead over for Panko. Jane Panko back up the boards. Picking that back up, though, is Megan Smith. Here they come into the zone. Megan Smith just trying to circle back and get a pass off, but she's not able to. Canton will get it back out of the zone. Leah Coley. Coley back off the boards. Kirkostas dumping it in. Sydney Valaket again. Over to O'Keefe. Kira O'Keefe sending it all the way around. Leah Coley, though, keeping it in. Back down below the goal line it'll go. Into the near corner as it rolls around. Corbett back to Majewski, now to Kelly. Back up for Coley now. Coley, a shot! It goes just wide. Majewski, missed that one. Instead, it'll be Bailey Coate taking it the other way. Off the backboards for Leah Coley. Coley now for Pinty, back to Coley. Coley across all the way for Jenna Majewski on the near side. Majewski towards Jaden Kelly. A shot just goes wide. Carocchio now back into the hands of Isabella Passwaters. Up for Lalonde. Danica Lalonde in the zone. Sent right in on Levy. She'll turn that away with ease. Sydney Pinty around the near boards. Carocchio back towards Lalonde. Will go back below the goal line. Passwaters around for Pavlasova. Quick shot. It goes wide. Cooley back for Coley. Leah Coley to Lizzie Burke, now up for Cooley. Cooley into the zone. Elizabeth Cooley stopping at the hash mark, sends it right back in. Tessa Mucha sending it back up the boards, but into the hands of Pavlasova. Anna Pavlasova, the check. Send it around to Ansel. Out of the zone it'll go. Lauren Schell, struggling to corral it. Sends it back up the boards into the hands of Anna Pavlasova again. Pavlasova up to Passwaters and up for Jackson. MacHull, stealing it. Here comes Erica Parenti. Parenti with Hull. Across for Bednarik. Shot blocked away by Alyssa Townsley. Sent around Barnes now up for Alyssa Jackson. Or Chamonix Jackson, I should say. Bednarik now for Hull. Back up instead to Jordan Carocchio. Carocchio for Barnes. Barnes down the boards. It'll go. Right for Riley Preston. Preston for Small right there. But instead it'll be Ashley McGrath taking it. Off of the body of Shamenauer. It'll go in, and Barnes will pick it up below the goal line. Around for Shamenauer on the far side. Shamenauer for Coate. Over the blue line it'll go. Van Dam giving a slash, and the referee has decided that that one will be a penalty.
Well, Rob, a common name that we've heard throughout the broadcast today is number 74, Simone Bednarik. She has been aggressive offensively throughout the game. She leads this team. She leads the both sides in shots taken at 7. She has just continued to apply the pressure offensively, and she has great looks. I mean, she had a couple good looks on that last possession there for Oswego.
Yeah, Helen Van Dam right there. You just saw the penalty, that little slash right as the Canton Kangaroos were coming in. Lands her 2 minutes in the box, 2 minutes for slashing the punishment. Lalonde in the zone. Coming back below the goal line. Hull sending it all the way around, and out of the zone it'll go. Chasing after that is Isabella Passwaters, the woman from North Glendon, Colorado. Around comes Passwaters, drops that for Ansel. Ansel across to Panko. Panko swiped away, knocked away at least by Leah Coley. It'll go all the way down the other way. Cameron Barnes picking it up. Looking over her options, just trying to break it out for the Roos. Chooses the near side, hands it to Bailey Coate. Coate over the red line, over the blue line, into the zone. Shot, blocked it away. Just goes a little bit wide. Trying to block her away was Lexi Levy. And out of the zone it goes off of Kirkostas' stick. Here comes Lizzie Burke into the zone. Looking for a shorty. Just trying to get some time off the clock there. Gets a big hit from Cameron Barnes. But here comes Canton the other way. Pass up for Chamonix Jackson. She'll drop it for Shamenauer, and Jackson, going for a spill there. Mucha comes into with the puck. Tessa Mucha across the shot. Oh, it gets turned away. Bailey Coate. And down below the goal line with Mucha. Unfortunately, Mucha's stick got a little bit trapped there. Coate and the Canton Kangaroos will come the other way. Lalonde. Long up the boards it'll go. Anna Pavasova chasing. 13 seconds left to go in the penalty. Pavasova, off the foot there, Megan Smith. It'll go over to the far side for Ansel. Riley Ansel into the zone. Swiped away by Sydney Pinty. The Lakers return to full strength over the loudspeaker here. 5-on-5 now the action. Below the goal line, Danica Lalonde pinned a little bit there by Megan Smith. Sydney Pinty as well. Right in front, a quick shot from Isabella Passwaters. Turned away by the pad of Lexi Levy. Up the board, sends it from Pinty. For Mac Hull. With a lot of space, sends it up towards number 11, Katie Demers there. That'll go off her stick and into the zone. Pavlasova. Reversing it for Carocchio. Carocchio. All the way across now for Joey Shamenauer. Right on in on Lexi Levy, and Levy will choose to cover that as to not risk anything on the board.
Yeah, Rob, I mean, listen, for Canton, they have to find other modes of offense. They're resorting to slap shot opportunities, and that's not going to cut it. I mean, you have an incredible goalie in Lexi Levy, and she is just so well disciplined. Slap shots do not phase her, so you have to find other means of offense, get the passing game going. It's just so tough to register any offense against this well-disciplined team defensively for the Lakers.
Simone Bednarik over the blue line for the Lakers. Looks to try get a pass to Shea Jazeel, it looked like. Couldn't get it through to her. Parenti now below the goal line. Coming around. Drops that for Mac Hull. Hull for Bednarik. Bednarik tried to get it for Parenti. Just turned away, though. Tipped away anyway by a stick from the Roos. Jazeel sent right in for O'Keefe. O'Keefe gloving it down, handing it to Joey Shamenauer. Here comes Canton. Dumping it into the zone. Leah Coley. Coley getting it up towards Sydney Pinty. Ashley McGrath. McGrath all the way towards the other side. Sophia Kirkostas will grab that. Kirkostas for McGrath now. As off the glass it'll go. Ooh, hopping over the stick of Leah Coley. It'll go back into the Lakers' end here. Under pressure, though, from Allie Bickford. Bickford. A big board battle over to on the far side. Bickford trying to come out with it, but instead it's Leah Coley who does, and out of the zone it'll go. Here Costas for a streaking Ashley McGrath. Here she comes. Oh, trying to get it through the legs of Jordan Carocchio, but the Oswego native says no. Corbett along the boards here. Grabbing that is Taylor Norleries. Bickford trying to get it through Lauren Schell there. And Schell just trying to protect the puck. Bickford, the woman from Nova Scotia, putting on a big shift here. Preston for Corbett. Into the zone it'll go. And just like that, the Lakers are able to get it deep in the zone here. Rachel Corbett sending it back into the corner. Pavlasova, though, handing it to Carocchio. Around for Lalonde. Lalonde forwards it out of the zone. Lauren Schell will have to chase. 11-10 left to go in the third. Off the board from Preston. Preston up the boards for Corbett. Oh, and a couple of the Canton Kangaroos were arguing that Jaden Kelly was over the line. Kelly, though, was shot. Save made by Alyssa Townsley.
Yeah, Rob, we can see the Canton bench in front of us, and they were livid over that call, the no call for Canton. But listen, if you're the Kangaroos, you have to be aggressive offensively. You have to try and find, for the Kangaroos, Riley Ansel. She has played hero puck for the Kangaroos all season, and she's got to wear the cape here in these last couple minutes, in the last 10 minutes of the game.
Absolutely, is they'll send it back all the way down into the Lakers' end here. Van Dam grabbing that for Oswego. Up the boards. Reverses it back. Ooh, off the side of the net there, poking it away. Here's Lexi Levy just getting it out of harm's way. Shea Jazeel will grab that off the boards. It'll go. Here comes Oswego the other way. Tessa Mucha over Elizabeth Cooley. Cooley circles back. Looks for an option. Sends it for Mucha. Mucha around the circle. Now for Coley. Coley, oh, gave it right to O'Keefe. A quick shot from Jazeel will go over to the near side. Mac Hull, who swiped away momentarily by Cameron Barnes. Hull tried to get that back into their hands. 10:05 left to go in the third. Sent right in. Barnes will pick it up. Cameron Barnes right in for Jan Panko. All the way down the river it goes. And that will be an icing.
And again, I think, listen, for the Kangaroos, they have to try and pick up the tempo here in this game. You have to win the faceoffs here. It all starts with winning the faceoffs. It all starts with these opportunities that you have. So, listen, Rob, it's just so crucial. This is crunch time now for Canton. You're down 2 goals, 9 minutes left in the game. You just have to start and pick up the tempo here.
Absolutely, is Oswego possessing it in the Canton end here. And one of the things, speaking of crunch time, I was just looking on my iPad here at the score of the other game on the other side of this bracket. Another team in crunch time is the Cortland Red Dragons. Parenti getting a quick shot there is the score currently between the Plattsburgh State Cardinals and the Cortland Red Dragons. The one will determine the other party to play the winner of this game. Parenti, a shot that goes over the net. But yeah, 1-0 Cardinals over the Red Dragons so far with about 5 minutes left to go in that game. And I believe that one is up in Plattsburgh. Excuse me, that one's down in Cortland because Cortland, I believe, is the #1 seed. But nonetheless, they'll send it all the way back around. Jane Panko. Oh. Unfortunately, thankfully, our statisticians back in the control room correcting me. We are the 1 seed, as I'm completely forgetting and mistaking the men's bracket with the women's bracket. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Valley Ketgo sending it back through the neutral zone. Riley Preston off for Kirkostas, and into the zone they'll go. Jane Panko sending it around. Megan Smith grabbing that. Oh, back to Shell. Shell for Van Dam. Van Dam off the boards, up from Majewski, just goes past her stick, and out of the zone it'll go. Shea Jazeel trying to get it over for Kelly. Instead, Majewski will pick it up. Jenna Majewski sending it right in on Alyssa Townsley. and that will be gloved up.
And Rob, if I'm Coach Digby, I'm telling my players, listen, slow this puppy down. You're in no rush. You have a 2-goal lead. Let's try and slow things down, really be methodical and strategic with our attack here on the offensive side. But it all begins with a battle at the dot for both teams here. And for Canton, they really have to start winning those faceoffs. They've been dominated at the faceoffs here in this one.
Yeah, the faceoff 26-15, if I'm reading that correctly, in favor of the Oswego State Lakers. They've been dominating all game in the faceoff dot, and that has led to a lot of offense being put on, as I believe Jenna Majewski knocking off the net of Alyssa Townsley there over on the far side. So referees will put that back in its place, and we will play on.
Rob, this isn't our first time seeing the goalpost getting unhinged. Last couple of games, we saw the game being delayed significantly, about 7 minutes. But thankfully, they were able to get it back on.
We will play on here. Pavlisova, up those far boards it'll go. Jaden Kelly, though, reversing it, but going back the other way. Carocchio sending it back up the other way. Pavlisova for Corbett now. Corbett just looking for an outlet, takes it herself, trying to backhand it, but instead it's put into the corner by Canton. Elizabeth Cooley, evading the hit from Carocchio. She's just able to get her stick on it, but she'll hand it up for Pinty. Pinty sent a shot, gloved away by Alyssa Townsley once again.
It wasn't a bad look from Pinty, really trying to put the dagger in this game. But if you're Oswego, you really have to try and just really slow things down again and really try and slow the pace of this game down. That's what the Lakers have done such a great job at, controlling the pace of this game thus far.
Face-off won back by the Lakers again, up to Leah Coley. She'll send it back below the goal line. Around for Sydney Valakat. Trying to grab that is Lindsay Burke and Tessa Mucha. They'll send it back behind the net of Townsley. Over to the near side. Bailey Coe up the boards for Pinty. Pinty right back to Coe. She had it in her skate. She didn't even realize it. Lizzie Burke will come out with it. Sent right towards Tessa Mucha. It just goes past her. Mucha will go get a quick change here. Leah Coley stopping that right in the neutral zone. Gets bowled over by Canton. Here comes Bailey Coe. A quick shot goes wide. Leah Coley off the boards, and Canton is getting it physical now. And boy, oh boy, bodies are getting thrown here at the Deb. We've still got about 6.5 minutes left to go in period number 3. Sydney Pinty over the blue line. Around the net, it'll go back below the goal line. Bednarek going to the far side for it, but chipping it away from her is Riley Ansel. Here comes Danica Lalonde now with it. Below the goal line, Lauren Schell coming back with it. Schell behind the net of Lexi Levy. Canton comes out with it. They'll send it towards the center. Shot turned away by the pad of Levy. Mac Hull up now for Parenti. Parenti tried to swipe it away. A couple of these Lakers really need to get off the ice here. As Sydney Pinty grabs that off the boards, it'll go. Back now for Lauren Schell. Up for Bednarek. Up for Mac Hull. Right in. She's got space. She's got room, but she's not able to get that shot off. Up the boards it goes. Joey Schemenauer knocking it out of the zone. Over the near side, Bednarek dumps. Barnes sending it back the other way. Ashley McGrath looking to keep it in however she can, and she does. Sending it back into the near corner. Jane Panko back up towards Kyrkostas. As Van Dam coming back around. Van Dam, a shot goes wide. Kyrkostas below the goal line. Sent all the way around. Ashley McGrath. McGrath sent right in. Shay Jazeel will grab it. Sent back down to Megan Smith. Smith under pressure from Canton. Smith comes out with it though. Megan Smith coming around. Leaves it for Leah Coley. Driving across. Looking to work around those circles. The Lakers love to do that. Coley for Kyrkostas. Kyrkostas up for Shay Jazeel. Jazeel, shot off the leg of Chamonix Jackson. Now for Kelly, right in the slot, shot, save it, rebound is there, but they're not able to bury it. Leah Coley over for Pinty on the near side. Pinty across, Kyrkostas a shot, it goes wide. Pinty for Jaden Kelly, a shot, streaming, rebound is there. It's right in front, it's not covered yet. still chaotic, finally covered up.
Oh my goodness, Rob, a pile up in the goalie box. I'm speechless. I don't know how the puck did not get past Alyssa Townsley there. There were just rockets firing there for Oswego. I'm still perplexed as to how Townsley was able to save all those shots going at her.
My, oh my, Alyssa Townsley standing on her head here at the Deborah F. Stanley Arena for her Canton Kangaroos team.
And for Canton, really, the key here is to feed off the energy that Alyssa Townsley is showing. She's showing such a gritty effort here. You have to play off of that energy and really try and will your team back into this game.
Riley Preston back up past Jaden Kelly there, who tried to glove it down. It'll go all the way down, and that will be an icing. Will go back.
And Rob, again, this is playoff hockey. Alyssa Townsley is a freshman, and this is her first look at playoff hockey, and she is standing tall in this game. It's just an inspiring effort for the Kangaroos, but this is key here. This faceoff here is key for Canton if they want to try and get back into this game, and I'm not surprised we see a timeout here. This is a crucial possession for Canton if they want to get back into this game. Just a crucial one. It cannot be overstated how crucial this faceoff is.
These Oswego State Lakers, they've done all that they possibly could in this game. 2-0 is the score in their favor. Their head coach Mark Digby has led them all the way, but those SUNY Canton Kangaroos on the other side have been gritty through the entire contest.
Yeah, and Rob, I mean, looking at the other game being played right now, Plattsburgh hosting Cortland, and it's Plattsburgh Cardinals up a goal with 50 seconds left in the third period. And if that score stays the same and this score stays the same, my friend, we're looking at Plattsburgh, Oswego here in the Deborah F. Stanley Arena for the SUNYAC Championship. It's unbelievable. But still, we got to finish the job here. There's still 3.5 minutes left in this game. And for Canton, they just have to win this battle right now. It starts on winning this faceoff right now, trying to get back in this game.
4 minutes exactly still on that board in this third period of play. The shots, 41 on goal for the Oswego State Lakers. Shot attempts, though, 70 for Oswego. 30 of those just have not been able to find the net. The other 40, or the other 39 anyway, have been saved by Alyssa Townsley. Canton has brought Townsley out of the net. Empty net for the Canton Kangaroos. Here comes Rachel Corbett. Over for Majewski. Majewski sent in. Oh, turned away by the stick of Passwaters. Passwaters, little buddy pass there for Riley Ansel. Long all the way over to past Taryn Oleries.
And Rob, a key thing here is for the Kangaroos, for Canton, they cleared out their net, so now they're goalieless with 3.5 minutes left in the game.
Elizabeth Cooley with it in the Canton end. Empty net for the Roos. The Roos just trying to come out with it, handing it up instead to Riley Ansel. Ansel over for Passwaters. Passwaters to Shamenauer. Into the Lakers end it goes, but it's Elizabeth Cooley picking it up. 3:07 to go for Lizzie Burke. Burke for Van Dam. Van Dam up for Cooley. Forwarded up towards Tessa Mucha. She's not able to get it on her stick. She'll go for a change. Pavlisova along the near boards with Barnes and Chemini Jackson helping her out. Big board battle here. Elizabeth Cooley getting it free. Rolling all the way down. That will be another icing.
Yeah, well, for Oswego, you just have to finish the job here. If you're the Lakers, have to try and prevent any opportunity for Canton to have any momentum. You don't want to have momentum, especially the last two and a half minutes in the game. You just want to keep this this Canton offense at bay.
Absolutely. 2:41 left to go in this third period of play, and 2-0 the score now for the Plattsburgh State Cardinals, as well as the shot comes on, another one, and oh, it just went across the crease of Lexi Levy. They cannot come any closer than that. My goodness. Below the goal line, Canton fighting for it, just trying to put a mark on the board here with less than 3 minutes left to go. Canton, a shot turned away by Lexi Levy. Around it comes. Bailey Coate trying to grab it off the boards. Elizabeth Cooley and Pinty are there, though. They'll send it back below the goal line. Parenti up the boards. Bailey Coate towards the center. Almost put in by Chamonix Jackson. Jackson fighting for it on the far side. Just trying to possess it for the Roos. A couple more Canton Kangaroos come out. Over to Barnes on the near side. Barnes, Ansel, shot, save made, rebound, still there, not covered, they score! The Canton Kangaroos have knocked the goose egg off the Oswego side of the board. It's a 1-goal game.
Yeah, Rob, I mean, we just saw a couple bullets going along the way for Lexi Levy. She's really been out of battle for most of the game. She hasn't had to deal with this type of pressure from Canton. And it was just slap shot after slap shot. And finally, somehow, Canton just able to will their way to find the bottom of the net and to make it an interesting game. I mean, you have to be quick here. 1:44 left in the game. You have to be quick. You have to win the face-offs here, and you have to try and do it the same thing again in just a matter of minutes.
Ansel grabbing it off the face-off. Canton wants this desperately. Mac Hull over her Bednarik towards the near side, towards the Lakers bench. They have the golden opportunity of their life. Mac Hull over Lalonde. Here come the Roos. Riley Ansel dumping it in. Below the goal line it'll go. Lauren Schell looking to pick it up. Off the boards it'll go. Out of the net comes Townsley. Empty net, 6-on-5. Parenti on the near boards. Grabbing that is Bednarik. Bednarik just trying to find an option. Trying to send it down. Schell will grab it off the boards, sending it all the way down the other way. Taryn Orleries getting that for Canton. As, by the way, time has expired in the Plattsburgh game, so it will be the Plattsburgh State Cardinals going to the SUNYAC Championship on the other side of the bracket. But will it be Oswego or will it be Cortland or Canton? Parenti off the post! How can you do that? Oh my goodness! McGrath, Parenti, she'll try it, just try again. Small, 26 seconds left on the board. Board battle on the far side. The Lakers will win it by an inch if they have to. Bailey Coate around for O'Keefe on the near side. Kira O'Keefe around the empty net. 10 seconds left. Canton has one more rush. Van Dam sending it down the other way. Corbett with McGrath. Corbett to McGrath. They win. The Oswego State Lakers are going to the SUNYAC Championship.
Rob, they'll win it by an inch. They'll win it by a mile. They don't care how they win it. They got the job done. This team just has such great resilience. We saw them striking early in the game with a 2-goal lead, and then adversity struck for them. Canton finding the bottom of the net, but the Lakers never gave up. And last season, Rob, we saw this team. They had so much talent, but they got upsetted in the first round of the playoffs last year. Disappointment after disappointment, but this team doesn't give up. They showed resilience in this game, and they have punched their ticket to the SUNYAC Championship, which will be here in the Deborah F. Stanley Arena next Saturday. What a game.
And it'll be a blockbuster matchup for the SUNYAC Championship. The Oswego State Lakers versus the Plattsburgh State Cardinals from the shores of Lake Ontario. This building will be packed next Saturday. Wow, what a game that was just put in front of us here. And you have to give all the props in the world as well, Jason, to these Canton Kangaroos.
Yeah, they showed a lot of grit. They showed a lot of resilience. They never gave up in the game as well. It was not easy being down 2 goals in the game. I believe it was less than 2 minutes in the game when Canton finally struck. I mean, that is a tough environment to be in, a tough situation to be in. But credit to Canton, they never gave up in the game, and they made it a game. They made it a true genuine game, a nitty-gritty win for Oswego, and respect to them. They were not even expected to be here in the playoffs. A valiant effort from them, and just a heroic performance from Canton in this game.
One of the interesting things, believe it or not, that I saw with these Oswego State women's Lakers is that after their game just a couple weeks ago, they were doing their post-game stretches and everything like that. they weren't focused on the SUNYAC championship. They were talking about a national championship.
Yeah, Rob, and listen, this team is hungry. And we talked about it last season. They were first round upset out of the playoffs. But this team again is just so well disciplined. They came in, they put in the work, and you can see this team is a collective unit as they're huddled around in the center of the ice. They're a collective unit in the way that they interact with each other. Every player knows where each other's going to be on the ice. It's just a special team. You can tell this is such a special team, and they're going to have a chance to stamp their ticket in SUNYAC history next Saturday here in the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. I can't wait.
Lauren Schell, the third star, Jenna Majewski, the second, and the first star of tonight's game, Rachel Corbett, the graduate from Rochester. And we will go down to Chris DeLuca down on the ice. He's actually with the top two stars here, Jenna Majewski and Rachel Corbett. We'll go down to Chris DeLuca right down there at center ice.
Thanks, guys. I'm here joined by Jenna Majewski and I'm sorry, Rachel Corbett. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. You guys had a thriller 2-1 victory today. What's the vibes going on right now?
We're so pumped. We're pumped here. We're pumped. This is it. We're gonna go next weekend and have some fun. So.
Absolutely. We just learned that Plattsburgh won the other game against Cortland. It's gonna be Whiteout 2.0. It's gonna be Whiteout 2.0 here in the Deb. How are you guys feeling about that?
Yeah! It's our house. Bring them here. Bring them here.
We earned a home game and we're excited to host them.
It'll be a good one.
Absolutely. I know Laker faithful is so excited to watch you guys.
Oh, yeah.
So, with that being said, what's your game plan going into next week for the championship?
Our whole season we've tried to preach at having to face those opponents. So whether it was Cortland or Platte that won that game, we're not going to change our game plan at all. We're just going to keep playing the way we have because it's been successful. So
yeah, just be us. This is it. We got it. So confident.
Absolutely. Well, good luck to you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to send it back up to the box with Rob Finger and Jason Samsel.
Thank you very much, Chris. And what a game for those two players right there, Jenna Majewski and Rachel Corbett. What a night it has been for the Oswego State Lakers here, Jason. My goodness, they're going to the SUNYAC championship, and it's going to be against the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. Just a headline like that, what does it make you feel?
Well, I'm just, as a hockey fan, I'm just ecstatic. As a fan of the SUNYAC, I'm ecstatic because the two storied teams in the SUNYAC are meeting up once again, and it's for the SUNYAC championship. It's just an incredible game. It'll be an incredible time. The wheelhouse will be packed. I hope it'll be packed because this team is special. This is an all-time great team for the Lakers, and I hope the fans show their support next Saturday.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's set. The Oswego State Lakers will play the Plattsburgh State Cardinals for the SUNYAC championship right here at the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. We'll have all the action right here on WTOP 10. But don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. We've still got our post-game show, so keep it right here on WTOP 10.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
It was an historic day in Oswego, an historic game, and what a game, guys. I mean, Jason Samsel joined alongside Alex Kemnitzer and Eric Palmieri and our sideline reporter, Chris Luca. Gentlemen, your reaction to this game. What a game for the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, I got to say, I was down on the glass there. You know, it's unreal. That entire game was so electric. The players were just really pushing through, trying to get shots on net. It's unreal. It was so much fun.
It was so much fun to watch up here from the perch. I mean, Palmieri and I, Eric, we are just watching. We are discussing the moves that Canton should have been making a little bit earlier, because it ended up working for them, scoring with 1:44 left after pulling their keeper to get an extra player on the ice. We were talking about maybe that should have been done a little bit sooner, but like electrifying finish. One that I didn't think we were going to get after the first 2 periods.
Electrifying is 100% the word. We were up here, we were jumping up and down at every shot, and then Canton was able to net one, and then that just made everything so much better. I mean, down to the wire is just the only way to describe this game. It was just such a good performance from both teams.
Storyline of the game changed like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the script being flipped in the game towards the end of the game. The comeback just short for Canton. What did they do well in that game to be able to come back and make this an interesting game?
I would have to say goalkeeping. Goalkeeping, Alyssa Townsley had a fantastic game. 40 shots on goal, only allowing 2, a .95 save percentage. From a freshman stepping in for the playoffs, that is an incredible job. You could not ask anything more of her.
Future is extremely bright. I completely
100%.
agree with you for the future at the keeping position for Canton. I mean, I touched on it a little bit earlier, but when they pulled her, getting that extra person on the ice, that created more opportunities just because it put the Lakers back on their heels a little bit. Maybe that should have happened sooner. Hard to say. Hindsight's always 20/20. But Chris, what did you think down on the ice?
You know, I got to say, as you were saying before, Alyssa Townsley, she is the future of Kangaroos hockey there. I mean, freshman coming in, making over 39 saves against the Oswego State Lakers, who were just peppering her with just shots and shots and shots. There were so many times where I thought that puck was going in, and every time it was stayed out, I was literally jumping up down like, oh my Lord.
I imagine the reactions, people getting ready for that goal to go in and just not allowing for it to go in with Townsley in that.
Yeah, and it was a great game here, but there was another game going on as well. Plattsburgh taking on Cortland, and it was Plattsburgh Cardinals coming out on top 2-0, which means next Saturday it will be Oswego hosting Plattsburgh for the SUNYAC championship. Fellas, what are your first thoughts on that matchup?
Whiteout 2.0. Whiteout 2.0. I can guarantee you every Plattsburgh Cardinals fan, every Oswego Lakers fan, every SUNYAC fan is pumped for this game. Are you kidding me? Rivalry championship game? It's unreal.
The first thing that I completely agree with you, Chris, but the first thing that popped into my head is the home court advantage. I mean, this Deborah Arena is going to be packed with students waiting for this championship game. I mean, it's going to be so fun to see all the green, all the yellow, all the white just packing these stands in a week time.
Yeah, and
a rivalry between two powerhouses. You can't ask much more for the finals. It's going to be really exciting to watch.
Yeah, and Eric, for Oswego, they have so many weapons for this team. The stars of the game, Lauren Schell, Rachel Corbett, Jenna Majewski. Just tell me a little bit, elaborate on how impactful their play was on the ice here tonight to pick up the win.
Their play was just, from first period to third period, it was consistent and it was aggressive, and it was, like we were saying before, machine-like. I don't even know if you could give a player the game just because of how much of they moved as one. The unit moved as one for this team.
And Eric, you brought up a great point earlier in the third period on the porch about Oswego's ability to utilize the middle zone throughout the entire game. I mean, the difference between the teams that will move on in this tournament, like Oswego, is the middle of the zone and how well they control it, how crisp the passing is before the attack begins. I mean, we saw Oswego throughout the entire game, besides a couple of mistakes at the very beginning, letting the nerves out. Besides that, not a lot of errors from Oswego passing the puck.
Absolutely. And the one thing I will say, I was talking to Lexi Levy yesterday. The one thing that she mentioned to me, which was the most crucial thing about the Oswego State Lakers, teamwork. They, as you were saying, Eric, they move as one unit. They know where each other are. They're predictable to each other and are able to pass, shoot, get anywhere on the ice. And that is so crucial for a hockey team, especially in the SUNYAC.
Yeah, and Chris, we here up at the Perch during the intermission report, we're talking about the goalie battle taking place. And speaking of, Towns, we talked about Townsley, but also speak about Lexi Levy and her performance. 17 saves. She had 1 goal allowed, but what was how important was she in this game for Oswego?
I don't believe she got enough. She got worked enough on the shots, but she still did a solid job in net tonight. She was able to keep all the pucks out that she needed to. She was solid, and me saying that she didn't get tested as well tonight. That's not necessarily her. I mean, as you said, 18 shots on goal, 17 shots saved. It's still amazing numbers still there.
Absolutely, Chris. And I mean, when we look at the final shots on goal comparison, when we look at 18 shots on goal from Canton, that doesn't necessarily, we know Lexi Levy is going to be solid. She is one of the best keepers in the SUNYAC, if not the best keeper in the SUNYAC. So when we see the final stats, it's more of a testament, in my eyes at least, it's more of a testament to how well the defense played in front of her compared to how she played. She played excellent. I mean, having her save percentage be .944, I believe it was, we know she's going to do her thing. But when the defense helps her out that much throughout the entire first 50 minutes of the game, 55 minutes, because that goal was the last 2 minutes of the game. When her defense is helping her like that, she should be giving her whole defensive line a hats off.
Yeah,
100%.
a lot of flowers to go around for the Lakers on both sides of the game for them. But that will do it for our post-game report. Jason Sampson joining alongside Alex Kemnitzer and Eric Palmieri and Chris DeLuca. It is Oswego Lakers taking it 2-1, heading to the SUNYAC Championship. And stick around because we have another game next. The men will be up next only on WTOP 10.
Fair.